All right, there we go. Hey guys, Zomb Phox here, and today it's time for the second Friday Night Football live stream and the third overall live stream of the season. Of course, tonight is the Michigan Panthers hosting the Birmingham Stallions. Last week, the Stallions looked really bad, whereas the Panthers looked really solid against the Showboats team that definitely was a lot better than we expected, or not expected, but a lot better than they were last year. So yes, we are here for this game. I see Indie Rock here, I see Nope, I see Diego. What's up, guys? This is going to be a good one. I predicted this was going to be a pretty close game. Let me pull up the exact score. I know, I posted the video today and made the video today, so I don't even have an excuse to not remember it. I put my final prediction was 24-20 Michigan over Birmingham in a close game. I thought it was going to be a close one. Both defenses are going to play really well. I do see that it is on Twitter, but I do not have that pulled up right now. But I do know that that's going on. I'm glad they're doing it again. It was really cool to see them do last week. Posting that I am live on X right now. So putting that up. And let's look over here. And I just saw, by the way, that Ovechkin is now 2 goals away. I believe that's from breaking Gretzky's record, or it might be tying it, but that's definitely really cool to see. What did I just do? I just clicked on something that I didn't mean to click on. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Let's go over here. Yeah, going over here. I'll be back in chat for a second. Let's see. Sup, Kufin, or KuPFN. Now, again, this game, it's going to be a good one. It'll be interesting to see what exactly happens. I know a lot of people think that Birmingham just had a bad week 1. Some people think that it really is a bad offensive line. It's a lot that's going to be interesting to see. Again, what's going to make this a very interesting game. Now, I got to post my game picks as well, so if you don't mind for a second, I'm going to go on both Instagram and Twitter to post my picks for this week. I forgot to do that earlier. I literally, just got over here, to my computer, so pull that one up, this one up. My 2025 UFL Week 2 game picks. And I misspelled that again. So let's post that one up. And then we got to go to another one. We'll get that in a second. Now, this is going to be a good one. It definitely shows in the stands. Yeah, hopefully the stands is good. I think a lot of people would agree on that we hopefully see that it's a good one. I did not mean to make that an incognito window, but it literally doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Zomb Phox Instagram game picks. Pull that up, and it should pull up exactly what I want to see. Yes, it does. I don't know why my Instagram on one of my things is just not working, so gonna do this, doing the ghetto way to make this, having to copy and paste something random. Again, trying to get fully set up. I literally I had dinner really late. I was gonna have dinner earlier, so I ended up having to do a lot of things really quickly. That's hence why I'm not fully set up right now. So right now I'm just, again, putting up my 2 picks. Make it that way. These should be swapped. There we go. Next. Control V that. Go over here, week 2, and post it. So just posted my game picks to both Instagram and Twitter. Want to make sure I got those out before the game happened, obviously, so people can't say I changed it and all that. X out that and go back over here. So yeah, Panthers first half money line plus 100. Kind of shocked that it's as dead even as that, but yeah. Hope the Stallions fall on their face. Okay. Sup G-Man, sup Strange, giddy up. Here comes me. Yes, sir. We're gonna have a good stream tonight. Now, in case some of you missed the community post I put out 2 days ago, the community heroes ended up voting on the next game we're streaming being the Renegades Roughnecks game on Sunday. So that is the next game that we will be doing a live stream on. So let's pull up this poll again. Who do you think wins, the Stallions or the Panthers? So put that one there. Oh, minus 0.5 spread. Wow. Yeah, again, also pretty shocked there. Yeah, so this game is in Michigan. As for the attendance, it's one of those double-edged swords. Friday nights, historically, weekday games have always been weak in spring football attendance. Just ask the 2023 XFL. So if this game even matches what they were doing last year, which is, around that 7 to 9K number, that's a solid game. Again, the issue is it's a week 1 game, but last year's week 1 game had 9,400. But this is a Friday night game. It'll be interesting to see what the attendance is for this one. Again, we won't get that till the end and all that. But as for the game itself, we'll see. We're going to see Alex Magoo, of course, is starting again for the Stallions. Will he be benched at some point if he plays poorly? Will be interesting to see. Of course, the biggest talking point of this game is the Panthers' D-line versus the Stallions' offensive line. Heading into the season, most people would agree that the Panthers' D-line was viewed as probably the best or one of the best units in the whole league. So we'll end up seeing how that all works out. Man, it is hot in here. I need to get a fan in here. But yeah. Renegades Roughnecks is going to be comedic cinema. Dude, if it ends up being like it was... Dude, the Roughnecks play I did last time, it definitely will be. Let me just roll my chair over here. Okay, good. I thought for a second I was about to accidentally just turn off my light. Yeah, gotta get a fan going on. I am hot AF in here. Yeah, probably not 7K people. Actually, there definitely won't be. I mean, I think a lot of people are forgetting that those numbers are the official numbers, not how many people are actually at the game. So that's, of course, a big point. I forgot I gotta put this up over here. There we go. And pull this up. There we go. So again, we of course have the. That's what she said. They're live streaming the entire game. Wait, are they? No way, right? I don't think they are. I would doubt it. I think it's just the opening drive. Yeah, opening drive, just like last time. And they'll probably have like some sort of drive on Instagram like did last week. Yeah. Tonight will truly show whether or not Magoo is washed. True. That is a good point. That is definitely true. Man, hopefully it's a good game. I haven't seen Stallions lose 2 in a row since the 80s. Until I see it again, I have to go with them. That is a good point. It is going to be pretty crazy to see them lose again if they do. But part of me feels like they might, just because of the fact that they just looked really weak in week 1. That performance was just bad overall. It wasn't even like you could just blame one side of the ball or something. The whole team looked really bad. Because it wasn't DC's offense getting beat by Birmingham's defense as much as it was DC's offense just didn't even look good. And even then, they still were able to manage multiple field goals and a touchdown. So the defense has question marks and the offense as well. So we'll see exactly how that one goes. Again, we're about 9 minutes from the game starting, though. Of course, kickoff's going to be in like 25 minutes or something, since they always take too long. We'll say it's been very interesting not seeing the U.S. Army stuff, you know, going on because of how the whole deal went with it, where they said it was still good, but now it's kind of not. I get it's a good thing, though. We don't have to deal with the same weekly thing of somebody talking about how great the Army is, and then that's, you know, all you hear for like 15 minutes of halftime. So yeah, almost that time, showing some more pregame stuff. Still have not seen anything there. Hot Rod, I forgot about that home opener this weekend. That should be a good game too. Really, I think every game this week except Houston Renegades is going to be good, but we'll see. I think tomorrow's game is going to be really good. DC Memphis is looking to be a really good one. Though, there's the ad if you're on Fox right now. Really sad that San Antonio-St. Louis game is on FS1. My apologies. I thought that was San Antonio's home game. Their home game is the Week 8 matchup, which makes that even worse that is a legit St. Louis home game, and they're putting them on FS1. St. Louis getting screwed over in the beginning of the season, just like they did last year and just like they're doing this year. I call it the Case Cookers effect. Whatever team he's on, his O-line doesn't block, bro. Johnson really messed that sponsor up, dude. Dwayne is the Rock, bro. Most, like, overrated guy, dude. Even acting, he's not even that good. But that's against the point. You know, we still got the poll up. So far, 73% of people going with the Panthers. I am a bit shocked at that. I expected that to be more of a 50-50 poll, but it'll be interesting to see if it ends up actually happening with who wins. But yeah. I will say, I feel like DC versus Memphis is the perfect Week 2 matchup from how the first one was, because when you look at it, both these teams have huge question marks, because DC is quickly becoming a team that many people think is the most overrated in the league and others think are underrated, and Memphis is the same way. A lot of people still have them below a team like the Brahmas in their power rankings. Some have them as high as maybe even 5. Well, I haven't seen anyone 5, but I've argued they could be there. So this is going to be a match that ends up showing who really is a legit team or who really isn't. Or hell, they could both be bad. So we'll see what ends up happening there. It's going to be interesting. Hey, DC versus Memphis, I think that deserves to be on a good time slot. I think that is the best game of the week. I think that is two teams that want to prove that what they are. Of course, Ken Wisenhunt being back is a big deal. And yeah, I did see that we did hit 1.1 earlier, I think late last night, just kind of out of nowhere. It was really shocking. It's been really quick. Last month, we've had like 69 subs. I'm not even joking when I say that. Legit 69. So it's definitely something for sure. Yeah, going back over here. Yeah, 11.01. So definitely going up pretty fast. The live streams like last weekend were just, or I guess say last weekend. Well, yeah, huge growth overall. If I remember correctly, I think what ended up happening is, wow, I can see estimated revenue while I'm on here. Okay, weird. But like we gained like 15 subs one day, and like another day where it was like 6 or something. So it was really cool. Definitely some huge growth. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, but really cool to see. A lot of these teams have solid defenses. I'd say Memphis for sure. Michigan, yeah. Arlington's looks really good compared to last year. St. Louis definitely is going to be solid. Birmingham, jury's out. DC, jury. Well, DC's D-line is good. Rest of their defense, jury's out just because, again, that... If your D-line is dominating like they were, dude, you could put anyone at cornerback and they'd look good. You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see in that one. Same with San Antonio, though. I think their defense will be fine. I think the first 2 games for each team should be non-conference since there isn't a preseason to work out the kinks. I do see what you're coming from, especially because like certain teams right now aren't playing conference games while some are. So if you end up playing a conference opponent and you lose early on because you weren't, fully ready, it screws you over in the end. I do see what you're coming from, and I've talked about that in, I believe it was the predictions video for the season, which is my reasoning. The big reason for me not having the Brahmas as a playoff team was that starting the season on the road, if you start like 2-2 or 1-3, it's just such a huge hole to dig out of. I don't remember who commented, apologies for forgetting, but somebody put a very good comment saying that it is entirely possible we have 4 2-0 and 4 0-2 teams after this week. And if that happens, man, it's going to be really hard for some of these teams to make the playoffs. Logic says Houston can win 9 in a row. They technically can. It's like that saying, what will go wrong can go wrong, except the opposite with Houston, but who knows. Couldn't throw a prayer last week, just sacks. Dude, Magoo was just awful. That was painful to watch. That was the worst I've seen a QB holding onto the ball since Troy Williams in the 2023 championship game. Dude, Magoo would just turn around, run straight back, turn around again, see 2 guys in front of him, and just fall down. Pathetic for Houston to even have a defensive identity, and that side is not even good. True. Vegas Vipers versus Houston Roughnecks. Who's worse? Roughnecks right now. Because really the question is them or the Maulers. Them or the 22 Maulers for sure. Yeah, Adrian Martinez is with the Jets currently. He ended up getting to stay there. Jordan Travis took even longer to get healthy or something. Benefit there. Got to stick around as that QB3 practice squad guy. So yeah. Sup MB. Sorry I zoned out. But yeah, nice seeing you here. Again, this game is getting closer and closer to starting. We're about 3 minutes away from the official start of the game. But again, kickoff will be a bit later. So we'll see. Yeah, the Vegas sucked. Vegas's market, everything was bad, but, that team was still a lot better than that 2022 Maulers team. That Maulers team made Paxton Lynch look like a first-round pick, which, yikes, that was a game. That Maulers team sucked. They won 1 game, benched the quarterback that won them a game. It's like they were legit tanking, but then failed to tank because they lost in Week 10. That was hilarious. I will say, man, there's been a couple really hilarious things that's been going on this past week. I don't know how many of you play Marvel Rivals, but they just put a trailer out for Season 2, and the Emma Frost trailer came out, and if you know, you know. That's all I'll say. Wild that was that was the trailer. But yeah. Solid week, so we'll see how this goes. Panthers going to win the greatest game. It's going to be a good one. Overall, pretty good week so far for me. First week being fully back into the thick of it, making... Okay, so one of them does know. So nope is a knower. But this is the first week being fully in it because of, doing power rankings, week review, game picks. And we did get to do a weekly short. There's no Fox Super 6, at least I haven't checked. But we at least do have, the Players of the Week award coming back thanks to Ortho. They're kind of sponsoring them there, so that's back. And this week, we'll see what the weekly video is. Probably some sort of in-depth review, close game, we'll see. Adrian Martinez taught my son how to throw a football correctly when they had the skills they camp last year. Real good guy. I will say, when a lot of people ask why should you support this league, I always bring up that kind of thing. The players in this league are just so much more humble and down to earth than a lot of other guys are in the NFL and all that. So that's my biggest reasoning for supporting this league, is because a lot of the players are just really good people. 2022 Maulers were so bad, but Henny and Gaither were fun to watch. They were. I mean, hey, Vadley gave us that one good game against the Gamblers where the Gamblers, like they did all year, choked a halftime lead. That was a really good game. Another underrated game. I know in the week 1 tier list ranking, a couple guys are commenting, and some of these games are very underrated, right? The Gamblers Panthers from 2022 week 1, really good game. Not people need to watch. That was a good one. Give me Manny Wilkins MVP season. Okay. My biggest is, where else will you be watching? Where else will you watch football during the off season? True. I mean, you've got, arena football with the Indoor Football League. Wait, I don't know for sure if they're on right now. Hold up. What in the hell? There's not supposed to be an ad. We hate that, bro. We hate Dr. Pepper ads. So let's mute that and play it. I guess I got to play it. But when I look at it, you have the AF1 going on right now, Arena Football 1. I think that's the one going on now. Like, they keep changing it. I'm just going to be honest. They keep changing it, so it's hard for me to see. Dude, I don't need a preview pass. I don't care. I didn't come here to pull that on. I came here to watch this game. Dude, sometimes this site is just yikes. The copyright monster will find you. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. We need to eliminate that. We do not need this here. Bro, dude, just when I thought I found a good site for this, it does this. That's annoying. Go 3 times, champs, Birmingham Stallions, giddy up. Ovechkin's only 2 goals away. I did talk about that a bit earlier. It's crazy to think that he's only like 2 away now after scoring the first period. He could do it tonight. I watched an arena football game for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I'm all about it now. Dude, those games are really fun for sure. Not what I meant to do. Dude, why do you force this on me? Dude, we hate Fox Sports right now. Dude, does anyone know how to use this app? I don't use Fox Sports. Dude, ESPN, they need to bring it back. There we go. We'll just keep it like that. So, score is gone. This should be, once an hour is gone, that'll be gone. Might be locked in on this game. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. But that's a lot of folks. I mean, hey, hopefully you see some people here. Again, we are on Fox, so of course I'm going to be staring off to the left for a lot of this stream because that is where my TV is. Of course, ESPN Plus, I watch it on my computer. Fox, I put it on over there, so I'm going to be ahead of some of you. Just an FYI. If you are streaming this game, it will be slower, just in case you don't know that, because that is a thing, so just an FYI. Sup, cool move. Again, this game is, we're getting close to starting. Bryce Perkins, of course, had a really great week last week, was the most efficient quarterback in the entire league in a passer rating perspective, which, of course, was huge to see. Again, we still got the poll up. I'm going to keep the poll up for a few more minutes. We're closer to 50%. We're at 52, 248, so yeah. I did not see that shot right there. I'm still looking a bit on here, making sure this is fully fixed. 0 completions, 1 half again. I do. We'll see. Do you think... Oh, my God. Dude, Magoo cutting his hair. It might be. It could be. Because, man, he did not look like himself last week. He looked really bad last week. So, we'll see for sure. Yeah, we're getting this game going on. Let me go over here. I got an idea. Panthers versus Stallions. Pull this up over here. Gonna go right here. Players taking the field. Love to see it. Again, will be an interesting game. It's going to be one of those where you could easily see either team win. Of course, the Stallions were favorites. I don't know if that ended up changing at one point, because when I did my video, of course, they were favorites, but I don't know if that changed. It might have, might not have, who knows? I don't for sure. But, we'll see. Live Golf Miami as a Fox Super 6? Okay, we're really just BSing, aren't we? Dude, who the hell cares? I'm just saying. Give me something else. Wow, so this is not working either. Let's see all the people out there. Get on Hunt. Love to see that. This could be a good one. The boss, the booze, the host. Same thing happens when I trim my beard. Viking, bro. Michigan Panthers fan are loud. Gotta give them that. Dude, a lot of people hate on the Michigan market, but I don't really get it. Last year, they were like they might have been one of two, but I believe they were the only team that actually went up from attendance the year prior, because Mike Mitchell made it a point to tweet out, since he had the USFL numbers, that they were higher than they were in 2023. And I think a lot of people don't understand how much of a big deal that is to see that happen. To actually see it improve like that, that's a big deal. So if that is the case, then, that's a big deal. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see for sure, but what's important to know. Here we go. Seeing some of the quotes from the UFL Media Day videos, this looks like the best attendance I've seen. I haven't seen a full shot. Hopefully it is. I mean, if this is good attendance, this is going to be really good for the league. Of course, Friday night football games usually don't have great attendance for, spring football. We saw it the XFL back in 2023. Cough, cough, Seattle Sea Dragons, but yeah. And I believe there's like a couple things going on earlier today. I believe the Tigers had an opening day today, and the Red Wings are playing today, but yeah. While I'm predicting a Stallions when I sure hope I'm wrong, I'd love to see the Panthers start at 2-0. Dude, the Panthers starting at 2-0 would be insane. Attendance looks solid, in my opinion. Using AI art for the team intro is lame. Yeah, there's a time and place for AI, and people need to learn that instead of just using it for everything. Like, if you are a wrestling fan, the El Grande Americano stuff, that is a great place to use AI. You're purposely trying to make somebody hateable, good way to do it. Things like a team intro, that's lazy. Like, I've talked about it in comments, the whole point of you buying and getting this huge HQ was to make social media better, not to get lazy. Just say. As a Showboats fan, I'm rooting for y'all beat the Stallions. Dude, I don't know if anyone that's not a Stallions fan want to see him win. I want to see where he can start 2-0. Like, I replied to Strange's comment that he put out about somebody saying it would be good for the Stallions to start 0-2. I agree that if they actually start poorly, it would be a good thing for the league as a whole. Because seeing one team dominate year in and year out just gets unbelievably boring. And so if we were to see that happen, I think overall it would be a good thing. But, let me know if you guys agree with that it would be a good thing for the Stallions to end up starting 0-2. What are you predicting for attendance in this game? My honest prediction is probably around like 7 to 8K. I think it's going to be in the lower end of what it was last year, and that's going to be heavily due to this being on Friday night. If it does better than that, really good. If it does a little bit worse than that, not surprised. What would be a bad number? I would say like 6,500 or less is a bad number. But higher than 7K, under 85 is okay, and above 85 is good attendance. That's what I would say. And that was coming from a Stallions fan. We'll probably see a crowd play tonight. I would hope so. Unless, of course, Magoo actually plays really well, then that's a different story. How do I get that boats emoji? If you become a community member, you get the Showboats, Roughnecks, Brahmas, Stallions, Battlehawks, and I'm forgetting one other team. Team emojis. G-Man or Strange, can you type them all? I'm forgetting one of them. You get 6 team emojis because you have to have a certain amount of members to get emojis. I have 6 right now. So that's how you do that one. It looks like the main benefits everybody's. Okay, yeah, I think I forgot about the Stallions or the Panthers, but yeah. You get those 6 team emojis, exclusive video every month, and community posts, which the posts I don't really do that much, but community heroes get to vote in games that we do, which is why the next game we're doing is the Roughnecks versus Renegades. Respect the 3-time champs. I want the boats to beat the DC Doormen, bro. I love how that started. I love how he started that with the whole Doormen thing. That's just hilarious. Magoo coming out there. Mike Nolan, we love that coach. More members than we can get at Arlington, DC. Yeah, I think that for the next one, I have to get like 3 or 4. I think I have to be at like 9 or 10 members, and then I can add a 7th one, and that has to be like a 12 to get 8. Because once we're at 8, we'll have every team, and then after that, who knows who we'll add or what we'll add. It could be anything. Well, if that works, we'll just put it up there. Panthers going to defer. I mean, that's usually the best play to defer, so hopefully they are. Marcus Sims' legacy game. Dude, that would be great to see for sure. Showboats will beat DC. That's what I picked. Panthers are kicking off to the Stallions. Ball's going to be recovered at the 5, up to the 10, up to the 15, the 20, runs to his left, gets to the 25, gets to the 30, gets past the man, up to the 45, and he gets tackled out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. Really nice return for the Birmingham Stallions. Great one right there. Panthers uniforms are really good. I'm a Panthers fan. I know a lot of people hate this take. I think Arlington has the best jerseys in the league, and then followed by them, I would say the Panthers. Michigan's away uniforms, I love those uniforms. I'm really hoping to get, in case you guys didn't know, you can get official Under Armour jerseys now on the UFL shop, and they have away jerseys. I'm really wanting to get that one. Okay, so we're going to end up switching this in a second. For now, put this there. Okay, again, Birmingham, they have the ball at the 48-yard line in their own territory. Let's see, they are in shotgun. Magoo is in the backfield, one man to his left. CJ Marable is inactive, by the way, in this game. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run towards his left, but he gets tackled almost immediately at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Man, what a crazy one right there. There we go. So we're going to put that one up. Yeah, I've got a better... The thing ended that little preview BS, so now we can see this better. There we go. Pull that up right there. Beautiful. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that either. There we go. Apologies for that. Magoo is still down, by the way. It looked like he got hurt pretty bad there for a second. Let's see. He's walking off. Matt Corral is going to be put in the game now. He is currently on the sideline, Magoo. I missed the breakers. Both teams in the uniforms. Facts. I love those ones too. And Matt Corral is coming in. Of course, the big issue last year was that he was not ever really in the game. A lot of people really hated that he wasn't actually in that game, because it felt like he needed to be in there. But we'll see what ends up happening here. Corral is in shotgun. Ball is snapped. He hands off the ball. It's going to be about a 5.5. Oh, he's still on his feet. Gets 10, gets 15, gets 20. He's at the 25. Gets tackled out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Great play right there for them. That's a great one right there for the Stallions. That's an incredible rush right there. Love to see that. There we go. Move that a little bit over here. There we go. All right, there we go. Got that up there now. Corral is in the backfield. He hands off the ball once again, runs out to his right, and he gets tackled out of bounds for about a 1-yard loss. Again, right now the Panthers defense still looking pretty solid. We're going to end the poll now. Ended up being 56% for the Panthers. Let's go over here. Players to watch: Deion Kane, Jay Sternberger, Kai Nakua, Frank Gidna. Of course, both the Nakuas were really good last week. It was actually really incredible. Still sticking to 2 runs. The end zones, though. Matt Corral, fact, Magoo is my fantasy starter. Oof. That is not good to see. Gonna watch this stream 10 seconds behind. My TV has a delay. Bro, that sucks. I started Pearson at least. Dude, Pearson looked really good last week. He looked so good. Corral is in the backfield. He is in shotgun with 1 man to his right. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Ooh, it's going to be either a timeout or a false, or not a false start, or a delay of game. Flag is thrown. Let's see what ends up happening here. Magoo is on the sideline. He is throwing the ball. If you're a Stallions fan, you might hate to say it. You might want to, hope that Corral stays in there for a bit. We'll see. My TV has a 40-second delay, bruh. Blair can't even finish one drive. Void bet for Magoo-goos. My TV's all caught up. Dude, everybody's just talking about the TV now. So yes, the delay of game was there. Let's see what happens here at 2nd and 15. Corral is by himself in shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks over to his right. He gets immediately pressured, but gets the ball out. Deion Kane makes a great spin move. Makes another great spin move. Gets tackled out of bounds. There's going to be about a 12-yard gain. Incredible play by Deion Kane right there. See, that is something that Magoo couldn't do last week. Right there, what you just saw was Corral immediately throw the ball as soon as he saw pressure. Magoo last week would see that pressure, would turn around and run instead of just throwing it quickly. This is why I was clamoring for Magoo to get benched on Twitter, because Magoo was not playing correctly. That was a great throw and great decision by Matt Corral. That is why we expected him to be a really good quarterback this season. If he can keep that up, he will be the starter for this team. 3rd and 4 for the Stallions. Let's see if Michigan can make a hold here. Corral drops back to throw, looks to his right, he's going to throw it, and it is going to be incomplete. The Michigan Panthers defense makes a stop there. Going to be a field goal opportunity for Birmingham. Let's see if they make it. That is good right there. That is what you love to see if you're just a football fan. That is good play. Just simple, good play by Birmingham right there, or by Michigan. Love to see that. Autocorrect. So they are going to be kicking a field goal. This is, of course, a 36-yard field goal. Should be a pretty easy automatic kick for the Stallions. Let's see, though. Of course, speaking of kickers, B.T. Potter of Michigan ended up missing a couple kicks last week. Memphis was perfect, and he still is perfect as the kick is straight through the middle. It is good. The UFL talent is better this year than when Magoo left in 23. That is definitely true. I think a lot of people are starting to see that. I think that the talk about the defenses not being as good isn't fully true. I think the Maulers and the Breakers defenses were legitimately as good as a couple of these teams' defenses. But as the league as a whole, yeah. So Magoo seeing that, definitely a big thing. It will be interesting to see exactly what ends up happening for this one. So yeah. Move that down. They're good enough. Man, dude, as soon as I thought I had a good thing going with the Fox Sports thing last week, it just goes and is a problem this time. You gotta love it. You know, it's still nothing as bad as the UFL's official site. That sucked. But yeah, James Larson's post about it, 100% true. Fully agree with all that. Let's see. Dude, getting texts from people. I'm just trying to check Twitter. I don't need to hear people arguing about video games right now. But yeah, we're in a commercial break right now. Of course, Panthers now. It will be interesting to see how they respond to that opening drive by Birmingham. If they're able to get a touchdown, it'd be huge. A field goal is all they need, though. Seeing if anything happened on the Twitter world. Seeing if Ovechkin scored another goal, because if he does, man, it's going to be sick. Alex bruh, UFL Daily. If you're not following UFL Daily, go follow him, bro. Just put the Aaron Rodgers photo with him holding the flag and put that with Alex Magoo in the caption. That's great. What the hell just fell? I heard something fall in the background. I don't know what it was, but is what it is, as the saying goes. UFL has a live feed from Fox streaming on YouTube. Are they still doing, because I know they were doing it last week, they were doing one drive, and I think they did it where they did one drive on X, one drive on Instagram, and one drive on YouTube. I would assume that's what they're doing, but we'll see. Dude, some of these ads, bro. Yikes. I will say, I hope you guys are excited for the Masters. The Masters is like not this weekend, but like next weekend it starts, I believe. It's going to be fun. Going to be interesting to see if Scotty can win it again. Get his third Masters jacket. That would be pretty sick. Or maybe McIlroy will finally win another major. Showing the Bryce Perkins run, that was insane. The little editing effects is a bit wild too, but yeah. Love to see it. Bryce Perkins again. MVP candidate right here. Again, it's only been 1 week, so, you know, you can only say so much, but that's still 10% of all the games. He, right now, is the MVP favorite to most people. He is somebody who just looked really good last week, and the whole thing is if he stays healthy. Of course, his style of play is a very dangerous one. He's a very mobile quarterback, and he uses that. So, we'll see. Kick is up. They get it at about the 10, up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, run straight in the middle, and he gets tackled just shy of the 30-yard line. So, worse field position for the Panthers than the Stallions had, but still getting it at roughly the 30-yard line. Let's see if they can pull it off right here. Of course, showing his stat line last week, 16 to 19 for 160 yards, 2 total touchdowns, really good stat line. Didn't even have to really run that much. He really didn't do that much. They should stream the game on YouTube. It'll be great for a lot of people, but I know they want to get those TV things, but we'll see how it goes for the UFL. But let's see. 1st and 10, Perkins motions his running back to his left. He's in the backfield alone in shotgun. And let's see what he does here. Ball is snapped, drops back to throw, looks to his right, throws a quick pass, is going to be caught for about a 5.5-yard gain. Maybe not. Calling it incomplete, maybe. Calling it incomplete, looks like. I have some UFL expansion hopefuls. Canton Comets, the Columbus Knights, New Jersey Generals, Orlando Breakers, Seattle Sea Dragons. You know, there's been like, dude, the rumors of expansion were hilarious. You had Ace literally interview Russ Brandon and Danny Garcia and basically get told that expansion's not, you know, fully guaranteed right now. And then you had a report come out like 2 days later that's going to happen. Thought that was hilarious, but yeah, my thoughts still the same. New Orleans, Seattle's the two teams that should be brought back above anyone else. Perkins hands off the ball on 2nd down. Gets to his left, gets a 1st down, and is still running for about another 4-yard gain. Matt Colburn with a really solid run right there. He was not utilized a ton last week and only did so much. The whole ground game for the Panthers really wasn't insane last week. A lot of that was due to Memphis' defensive line playing really well, same with their linebackers. Their front seven just did a really good performance last week. That's the kind of run that Colburn was really good at doing last year. If he can keep this up right now, it's going to be a really good long night for the Stallions. Let's see, they're just past the 40-yard line, still in Panthers territory. Perkins is one man to his left in the backfield in shotgun. Ball is snapped, looks immediately to his left, looks over the middle. There's a quick little screen pass to Matt Colburn, who jukes two Stallions defenders and keeps going for another 4 yards. Gets a really nice gain. That looked like it was about to be a 2-yard loss. Ended up breaking two guys' ankles and got another 4 yards. Really solid play by Matt Colburn right there. And again, another quick pass by a quarterback that wasn't Alex Magoo. Love to see that too, just because how funny that is saying that. New Jersey Generals would be fire when I'm thinking about it. Dude, the Generals, one of the two most famous teams in spring football history, them and the Philadelphia Stars. It sucks that neither of them are in the league, but everybody kind of knows, issues with stadiums, blah, blah, blah. Perkins is in the backfield, once again in shotgun with one man to his left. There is a flag on the field. Going to be false start on the Panthers. Lose 5 yards. Really sucks. That was a really, really solid opening couple plays for the Panthers right there, or mainly that great play by Colburn, and then that happens. Hate to see it. First points of the night, showing up the stuff for the Stallions right there. Go to analytics. Yeah, here's what that is. I could go back over here. Let's see. Perkins is in shotgun. 2nd and 11 after the penalty. Motion in front of him. Ball is snapped. Perkins immediately looks to pass. Fakes the throw. Scrambling out to his right. Scrambling. And he just throws it to where only his receiver could catch it or was incomplete. Again, something Magoo could not do last week. I know I'm harping on Alex Magoo, but we got to be honest with ourselves. That's the play that Magoo couldn't make last week. Again, that is actually a good play by Perkins. Either your man catches it or nobody catches it. That's a good play. Ben Colburn, crowd looks like about 6K. I'll go 6, 7K. Very interesting to see what ends up happening with the crowd. Again, it's been a lot later this year than it was last year. Instead of the third quarter, it's like the fourth quarter. But yeah. Bryce Perkins is in shotgun. Once again, one man to his right in the backfield. Ball is snapped. Looks to throw. Evades pressure. And he throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught for a first down by the Panthers. That was a really good play. That was very similar to, I know this might be a bit of a weird example, but that's like the Geno Smith from his debut with the Seahawks against the Broncos. The kind of play where you can see when a quarterback is truly evolved. Perkins could have easily ran it there for a few yards, maybe gotten a first down. Instead, he saw a throw, made the throw, and it was good, and it was caught by Siosi Mariner. Really good play by Perkins right there. Again, he's looking like a really solid quarterback right now. Again, only been a couple plays, but they are now at the 45-yard line in Birmingham territory. They are once again lining up in shotgun. One man to his left in the backfield. Ball is snapped. Hands off the ball, and it's going to be about a 3.5, 4, maybe 5. About a 4-yard gain with forward progress. Really solid play right there. Just kept pushing him forward. Nate McCreary, of course, is the essentially the Wes Hills replacement. Wes Hills, of course, got hurt last year, wasn't brought back this year, and Nate McCreary is stepping up to be that replacement in the 1-2 punch that is now the McCreary-Colburn combo. Mike Nolan, 12-9 record as a head coach, UFL Coach of the Year last year. Of course, made the playoffs both years as a head coach for the Panthers. Siosi Mariner, yeah, he's a dog. I mean, he was the number 1 PFF wide receiver last year. Again, I think PFF is a bit overrated sometimes, but he was the number 1 graded receiver. Ball is snapped. Fakes the handoff. Perkins runs to his right, runs over in the middle, evades a couple tackles, but he gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Going to be about a 0-yard gain. Coming in clutch with the stream because Math Streams isn't Math Streams okay. Dude, I remember when Adam Schefter got caught using that stuff. It was hilarious because everybody was like not shocked, but it was hilarious. Yeah, that might be constituted as a sack. Might be considered a little bit of a run. He got right to the line of scrimmage. Again, 3rd and 6 for the Panthers. They need to get some more yardage. You don't have Jake Bates who can just kick a 60-yarder anymore. We know that from last week. BT Potter could not make that 58-yarder. So let's see what they do here. Again, 3rd and 6. If you get about like 4 or 5 yards, you can go for it in 4th down since you're kind of in no man's land. So they might honestly run it here. Let's see. Perkins drops back to throw. He looks to his right, and he throws it just as soon as he's about to get hit. It is incomplete. That was a dangerous throw into triple coverage. That was the worst throw of the day so far for Perkins. This, again, is really bad field position. The reason I would have run it there is because you're in this kind of no man's land area where now that you got an incomplete, Birmingham Stallions defender is down, where now you're probably going to have to punt it but you only end up, making them lose about like 20, 30 yards. Field goal is too far from here. This is going to be way too long of a field goal to try. If you had Jake Bates, maybe you go for some stupid amount, but not this one. So again, just not the best there. Potter is a questionable kicker. Yeah, last week he went 2 of 4 kicking. Again, I know, 58-yarder is no gimme, but he just did not play insanely well last week as a kicker, so not too surprised about that. Magoo talking with Skip Holtz. Last week that was like so memeable. They just kept talking to each other, and it was obvious that like Skip was just not having it. It was pretty wild. That was really crazy to see last week. Again, I would put Corral back out there, honestly, but I don't think they will. That's just my opinion. We'll see, though. You never know for sure. They are going to be punting it here. Again, you kind of forced to. You got stuck in, a rock and a hard place, that kind of thing. You're just forced to punt it here. You're in no man's land, but you don't want to give them the ball. Really good field position again. So it sucks, but is what it is. They might even take a delay of game penalty here, just make it an easier punt. That looks like what they're doing. Yep, taking the 5-yard penalty. So, makes sense. Dude, people hating on the Stallions. Birmingham declines the penalty. It's a smart play by Birmingham. In case you're wondering why Michigan tried to do that, in this area, it's pretty difficult to purposely, as a punter, just punt a short punt, right? You never want to purposely do a bad punt, which is kind of what you're forced to do here, punting while you're standing at like the 45-yard line. So they were trying to get 5 yards back, make it easier for the punter to punt a good punt. Birmingham is trying to force a touchback to get it in better field position. So we'll see what ends up happening here. Punt is up. It is drifting a little bit to the left. It is going to be bounced, and it has a Birmingham bounce. That ball bounced about 6 yards Birmingham's way. They're going to get the ball at the 16-yard line. That is not the punt you want to see right there. In the end, that's about like 4 yards difference. So, not the best for there. And it looks like Corral is going back out there. That is a good decision. Either A, because Magoo is hurt. You do not want to put it out a hurt quarterback. And B, because, of course, Corral just looks like the better quarterback. Y'all just jealous giddy up. Doesn't want to be a bench. He wants to go back to the NFL. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Him switching to wide receiver shows he wants to be in the NFL. But, Matt Corral came back after 1 year. Like one off season, of course, with the NFL. He's back. He wants to start. And, Magoo isn't playing as well as he needs to. I'm not against, doing that. That's how I feel about it. I think that sometimes you just got to put in the guy that's giving you the best chance to win, and the best chance to win is Corral, not Magoo, so I like this play. Again, even if Magoo is healthy at this moment, I'd rather have Corral. We have already seen a type of throw Corral has made that Magoo did not make last week, and again, look, when an offensive line is performing badly, it always does fall some responsibility on the quarterback. Because the quarterback, if they know their offensive line is not going to protect them the way they want them to, they have to be able to throw the ball away quickly and understand they're not going to have, 6 seconds in the pocket. Magoo last week was acting like he was supposed to have, the Hogs offensive line of the Redskins going against some JV defensive line. Instead, he had a good defensive line going against his not good offensive line and got pummeled. So, Corral, I like him starting. Which, of course, he didn't start, but he's in now because of the injury, blah, blah, blah. I like it. Show What's fan talking about being jealous, 100%. Hold up. Let me go over here. Let me try and pull up an image real quick. I don't remember if I downloaded this image. That's not the image I wanted to pull up. Oh, man, I don't know if I downloaded it. It was a funny image. Some of you know what this image is that I'm trying to find. Not that one. And no, G-Man, it's not that image if you're thinking about what image I'm trying to pull up. Yeah, I got that pulled up. Okay, well, we'll save this one for later. Again, they're showing the replay. Of course, Magoo got hurt, showing him with his shoulder, throwing the ball, looking not great. Again, that's very similar to something like the Joe Burrow injury from, I believe, 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, where Burrow, threw a ball. It was clear that he was just in pain doing it. So, yeah. Just didn't have to mention. Okay. So let's see. Birmingham, of course, gets the ball at the 16-yard line. Some motion around Corral. Got two men, one to his left, one to his right. Ball is snapped. Hands off the ball. And it is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Again, really good play by the Panthers defense right there. I'd love to see that. That's what you'd love to see for sure. I got that pulled up for later. Please give me a pick six, bro. We hating on the Stallions. Man, -8 for the defenders. I still can't believe that spread. Like, that is such an insane spread for me. Let's see. Birmingham is once again in shotgun. Corral drops back to throw. Looks over to his right. He's going to throw it deep to his right. It's going to be caught. And it's going to be just where he caught it. It's going to be a first down and about a couple other yards. Looked like it was Deon Cain once again. Doing really solid. Yep, Deon Cain just doing Deon Cain things. Dude is a baller. May even be a half-yard loss for Birmingham. That it. Again, really solid play right there by Deon Cain. Was able to get an in-between spot between three Panthers defenders. Just good play. That's a good throw. Dude, Deon Cain, really good player. It was definitely a big deal when he re-signed. He was one of the later re-signs to the team. Kind of like Devion Smith, but not like that late. But yeah. The only thing that scares me about if the Stallions are worse is attendance. True. Stallions did not have great attendance even when they were winning. Corral fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle. Weak throw. Incomplete. Might have been tipped to the line of scrimmage. I would assume so, because that was a very limp throw right there. Matt Corral in the 6 games last season. His stats really weren't that great last season, but in the playoffs, he saved the Stallions. If, he didn't come in for Adrian Martinez, yikes, that game would have been bad. Again, Michigan's defense so far playing pretty solid. Again, they allowed the 3 points for Birmingham, but they got the ball at a really good field position. Let's see if Michigan can hold him here, 2nd and 10. Corral drops back to throw, looks to his right, throws it. It's going to be caught, but tackled as soon as he catches it. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. Let's see what happens on 3rd down here with the Panthers. If the Panthers can hold him here, that'd be really good play by the Panthers defense. Let's see. Showing Skip on the sideline calling plays. Corral's currently 2 of 4 for 24 yards. It is 3rd and 4 for Birmingham right now. 19 seconds left in the play clock. We got a little under 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter, by the way. 3 minutes, 20 seconds now to be exact. Showing Frank getting on the defense. Corral is once again in the backfield, in shotgun, 1 man to his right. 2 receivers out left, 2 out right. Drops back to throw, looks over the middle, quick throws. It is, it was almost intercepted. That is some bad play by the Panthers defensive backs right there. That would have been a possible pick six, but would have been a great interception. He jumped the route. That was missed opportunity for the Panthers. The Panthers are really got to score a touchdown here. If you don't score even a field goal, it looks really bad. Great jumped route, just dropped the pass. That was right to him. Man, the more they show this replay, that was a great play by the defender right there. That is how you jump a route, but he didn't get the catch. He could have housed that. Yeah, Michigan has to score here. Michigan needs some points. Punt is up. It is a really, really left punt. It's going to bounce at the 20. And he recovers it. A bit of a risk recovering that, but he ends up getting to about the 24-yard line. Michigan needs to score. You had a pick six. They dropped it. You need to do something here. When Stallions lost last week, so many said they would stop watching, support the UFL, I think, because the Stallions lost, bruh. Dude, I think most people are happy they lost. It makes it more watchable because now you don't have to worry about one team dominating, so yeah. G-Man attendance to Birmingham, 2 to St. Louis. I don't know about that one. Birmingham's attendance is questionable. But we'll see. Show 10 new post. Perfectly thrown by Matt Corral, bro. That tweet aged like milk after the literal next throw. Gotta love it. Tune in for some Panthers football. Dude, no way Michigan just tweeted that out. They tweeted that out 3 minutes ago. The first quarter is almost over and they just tweeted that. That's okay. That's wild. Love it. That's W Birmingham or W Michigan Twitter, bro. Love to see that. Wild, bro. Sometimes it's just wild, the things these things do. But yeah. Man, Michigan needs to score here. Again, that's a drop pick that is just It's very reminiscent of last year. Of course, last year in the playoff game, the end of the first half, there's a questionable decision to kick a field goal instead of going for it on fourth down. Ended up being a huge momentum change. This is one of those plays that could end up biting you really bad later in the game. So hopefully Michigan scores here. That's why it's so important. It's always important to score. I mean, I say it all the time. But right now, you need to put some points on the board because if you don't score and you just miss that INT that would have guaranteed you a field goal, barring BT Potter misses it, yeah, it really sucks. But again, low scoring game right now, 3-0. I'm kind of shocked that I thought there'd be a bit more points, but we'll see. Some more UFL ads going on right now. Of course, we've talked about it before. Would love to see these ads on non-UFL things all the time, but yeah. Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl tweets, 15 minutes to go. Infamous tweet. I'm going to try to be there for the Stallions home opener. Man, I'd love to go to a home opener for a team. Maybe if the Raleigh expansion rumors are true. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that would be a fun one to go to. Stallions home opener. Be part of the shirtless pyramid. Of course. Gotta love it. Showing last week. The Showboats, man, it's going to be very interesting to see how their offense performs with Ken Wisenhunt at head coach. Instead of having to do this weird 2 QB system the way they did it, I expect them to do it again. I just don't expect it to be the way it was last year, because last year was just, yeah. They're asking for volunteers to unfurl the flag during pregame ceremony. Hey, you should volunteer. That'd be a pretty fun thing to do. Because, I mean, that'd be like right before TV, right? Or like during TV. That'd be pretty cool. Be a part of that, be on the field, see some players. That'd be sick. Showing the Nakuas, of course, both were really good last week. Of course, Kai had the pick six that ruined my prediction. I had Michigan scoring 20 points last week, and then that pick six made it 26. That was a backbreaker, but it was still really cool to see both Nakuas score a touchdown. Let's see it. Perkins is in shotgun with one man to his right. Drops back to throw. Looks over the middle. Quick throws over the middle. It is going to be incomplete. Bit of a dangerous throw. Threw it really fast. Try to make it as hard for defense to catch it as possible, but would have liked something a bit different there. Perkins is currently 2 of 6. That is really poor completion percentage from a guy last week who only had 3 incompletions on the entire day. He has 4 this quarter. We're about almost 2 minutes left in the quarter. Of course, the score is still 3-0 Birmingham over Michigan. Perkins once again in shotgun with one man to his left in the backfield. Ball is snapped. Fakes the handoff, and there's a quick throw out to the left. It is going to be caught, and for a first down. That is a really solid play design right there. Love to see that. Gunnar Oaks with the touchdown, or with the catch. Love to see it. Gunnar Oaks, one of the few players that follows me on Instagram, by the way. I've got like 15 players that follow me on there, and Gunnar Oaks is one of them. Love to see that. That was a good play design. He was able to make the cornerback jump the route or think that Perkins was running, allowed for a free open pass. Gunnar took it another 5 yards for a first down. Good play right there. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 37-yard line. Perkins is in shotgun. Fakes the handoff, pitches it to behind him to Marcus Sims, who gets tackled back behind the line of scrimmage by about 5.5 yards. Really, really just bad blocking, or just the play blew up. Let's call it like it is. Play got blown up by the Birmingham defense. Again, getting a little bit too tricky with it right there. Didn't end up working. Yeah, Sims needed to cut a little bit earlier just because of the fact that, the blocking got kind of blown up. But is what it is. Few yard loss right there. Seven-yard loss, they're calling it. 2nd and 17 for Birmingham. They now are directly on the 30-yard line. Ball is snapped. Perkins fakes the handoff. Quick throws to the right. It is caught for a nice gain right there. He's going to get pretty close to where they just were. It's going to be about 3rd and 8 now. Maybe they call it 3rd and 9. Again, good play to make it closer to the hash, but yeah, this is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter unless they don't even do a play right here. 3rd and 9, 22 seconds left in the quarter, and there's about 24 seconds in the play clock. So they can take this to the end of the quarter, but they're probably going to do one play right here. He looks like a good-sized fellow, that Gunnar Oaks. He's a big boy, bro. He's a tight end. Love to see it. All the tight ends just got to be big guys. All according to plan, bro. There is a flag. Might be neutral zone infraction. Nope, false start. That is not what you want to see. Again, 4 seconds to the end of the quarter, and you take a false start penalty. That is undisciplined behavior right there. That is what that is, undisciplined. Did not want to do that. Again, you already shot yourself in the foot once with the play call and the blocking not working with the first play. Then you shot yourself again in the foot right there with that. End of the first quarter, it is 3-0 Birmingham over Michigan, not looking too hot for Michigan right now. Again, it's still early, but it's just not looking good right now. Hurricanes, bro, getting pwned today. Hated to see that. Now let's see if the UFL is trending. I don't think so because SmackDown is on. I think there's a couple other things going on. I know Julio Jones officially retired, but it's one of those retirements where it's like, you know, is anyone shocked? Not really. But yeah. Fred McGriff is trending. Why? Oh, something about in the booth. Okay, I was just gonna say. I was like, what the hell? Snooze fest, giddy up, 3rd and 14. Fire this guy, bro. Yeah, undisciplined play. We hate to see those. We hate it. But you know what? Could be worse. Strange with the giddy up, bro. Gotta love the Stallions, bro. The ponies. Let's see what happens here. Again, this is a big play for the Panthers. They need to get a first down here. Again, dropping that interception really hurts now. Because that interception could have given you at least a tie ball game. Could have even given you the lead. Now you're in a very, very bad position. You're in about 3rd and 14, having to get a first down. Where you're going to have to punt it again, play a field position battle. Which, again, I wouldn't be too shocked this was a defensive battle. I thought this was going to be like a bit of a higher scoring game, but yeah. Yeah, Julio, I don't think he even played last year. I think this is one of those, you know, nobody called him for 2 years in a row, and that's why he retired. Because I don't remember seeing him, like, in a while. I think the last team he was on was the Titans, but he might have been on somewhere else afterwards. I might have been back with Atlanta, actually. I don't remember. Man, that 2011 draft class, the players are falling, right? It's like year after year. You had Cam go, you had JJ go. And I'm pretty sure Cam Hayward is one of the few guys from that class still playing. You know, of like the first round guys. There's probably a couple others I'm forgetting, but yeah. I know it's second week, but I hope the rest of the game will not be a blowout and low scoring game. I would rather have a low scoring game that's competitive than a blowout. If the low scoring game is not DC versus Birmingham where it was like bad offense. Like so far this has been minus that. Overall this has been better play by both teams even though it's low scoring. That's what I would say. Had like I forgot he was on the Eagles. Yeah, I remember that now. Now that you say that, G-Man, I do remember he was there trying to win a ring there. Because like the DC Birmingham game was a lot of sloppy offense. There's been some sloppy offense tonight, don't get me wrong, especially these penalties. But like the run stoppage that Michigan's been doing, that's just been good football, right? Good defensive football. Blowing up that trick play on Marcus Sims, that's good football. But these penalties, not good football. So we'll see what ends up happening here. Again, 3rd down, big one. Showing some more UFL ads right now. Not ads, but, you know, little interaction stuff. Hopefully we get more and more of this stuff, but maybe. Panthers UFL. Just searching this up, seeing who else is on. Got a couple others. I know he's doing it. Go back over here. Pull the game stats back up. Again, overall yardage is pretty similar to both teams. 3rd down percentage is about the same, too. I mean, like, they've only had 2 chances both times, but yeah. 3rd and 14 for Michigan here. Again, they need a first down here. They're going to have to punt the ball, obviously. Let's see what they do here. Perkins is in shotgun with one man to his left. Drops back to throw. Looks over to his left. Throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. That was another one of those throws. Just throw it to be incomplete, not get intercepted. Going to have to punt. Again, not great. You took a bad penalty on the false start. You took that really bad loss in the first down play. You got yardage, and you ended up losing it again. Sucks to see for them. So the defense is going to have to step it up once again. But, you know, it might be shocking, but so far the Panthers have been able to stay on the field longer despite Birmingham getting the ball first. So the defense should not be that tired because they've been on the field only for about 6.5 minutes compared to the Stallions' 8.5. Punt is up. It is past 50, past the 40, past 30. Is going to be recovered at the 28, up to the 30, and there is a flag up to the 35, up to the 40. Ball is out, and it is recovered by the Stallions at about the 48-yard line. But the flag will be interesting to see what it is. Crowell needs to stay in. I fully agree. He is looking like a better passer overall. Better quarterback overall. Running, no. Passing, yeah, he looks a lot better. But I agree. Crowell should stay in the game. Let's see what the penalty is. Still waiting for it? Five-yard penalty on Michigan for having an ineligible player downfield. So again, this is another instance of Birmingham getting the ball in really respectable field position. Again, special teams is a big deal. In close games, you usually win or lose based on special teams, not offense and defense. So far, the biggest difference has been special teams. The Stallions are now going to have 2 separate drives where their special teams on the recovering side of the ball did enough to get their offense in really good field position. So if they end up getting any points here, if it's just a field goal, you can basically say that that's because of special teams. As for Michigan, haven't been able to get the ball in good field position, so yeah. Well, if Corral's better, I'm going to go on the roster. Bruh, that's diabolical. That's great. Dude, the Chuck GPT commercial, I like that one. I'm not going to lie. I think that's a W commercial. I don't know if you all agree with that, but I think that's a W commercial. I think the remembering there's no East Virginia, W joke. But yeah, again, looking like a good one so far in terms of being a close one, but not a lot of scoring so far. Dude, I know it's a big story, but I love how every single game you just have to see like so many Nakua posts. Gotta love it. Go back over here. Pull that back up. Yeah, for Birmingham, it's a low-scoring game. So far, defense has been playing really well. The biggest difference right now for Birmingham's offense not really succeeding has been the run game. Just hasn't been existent. Michigan's been doing a really good job stopping that run game. If they can continue to do that, you eliminate the RPO, or you eliminate the play action from the Stallions' game plan because you're not going to even, have a little sniffling threat of a run. So we'll see. Like, Birmingham has to go 0-7 for me to be happy, bruh. Maybe Puka is watching. Nope, stop the hate. I mean, 0-7 is wild. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think it would be best for the league if Birmingham makes the playoffs, but they don't make it as a 1 seed and they get bounced in the first round. I think that's what's best for the league, but that's just my thing. I know some people would say it's best for the league if they're not even a playoff team, but I don't know. So, defending football show. I see you here. Looks like there will be a year 3 for the UFL because they mentioned expansion, which I'm happy about. They need to fix the problems during the offseason. Yeah, the marketing needs to be improved. I've joked about it, but it is true. Spending all that money on a UFL HQ that has so far done essentially nothing but piss the players off and didn't help marketing, not a good look. But we'll see. Magoo, man, he wants to go back in there, but they're just not letting him. They're showing that play once again. I mean, immediately goes down. Immediately holding his shoulder. Still on the sideline. A Case Cook is sighting. Gotta love it. Dude just casually showed up to the Stallions. Gotta love it. 1st and 10 for Birmingham with a little over 14 minutes left in the half. Again, score is still 3-0 Birmingham over Michigan. Let's see what they do here. New HQ doesn't sell tickets. True. No, because I'm still mad about the Birmingham's won 3 straight. PTSD from the Chiefs. Oh, Mr. Magoo, you've done it again, bro. Alex looks upset. He looked upset last week. He looked upset this week. Yeah. They fake the hand, or they do the handoff, and it ends up working. Ends about a 9-yard gain. That is not what you want to see if you're the Panthers. Again, the Panthers so far have done a good job stopping the run right there. That immediately takes it out. Now you're going to be actually threatened by play action. Hate to see that for the Panthers. 2nd and 1 for Birmingham. You're going to want to get a loss of yardage here, but let's see if they can pull it off. Again, Corral is still in a quarterback, of course. Let's see. Both USFL goats washed on the same team. Hey, Cookis, he's just having a good time on the bench. He's just there having fun. Corral is in shotgun, 1 man to his left. Ball is snapped. Hands off the ball. It is going to be a 1st down run, but only about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage for about a 3-yard gain overall. Strange complimenting defending and talking about a couple other guys from UFL Media Network. Of course, the YouTube channel that has about like 7 guys making content on it. Pre-game odds. Wow, Michigan did become the favorite. I'm kind of shocked that when I made it, they were 2.5-point underdogs. Let's see. Ball is almost snapped. Ball is snapped. Corral drops back to throw. Looks to his left. Throws it deep. He's going for a deep shot in the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. That is what you call great pass defense by the Panthers right there. Got in, right in there, held his arm up, was able to not force a flag. That was great play by the Panthers right there. Gotta love it. That's just a good play right there. Showing that replay. There's a bit of hand fighting by both teams. You're not going to call pass interference on either of them. And even at the end, well, it didn't turn around. He didn't really do anything to warrant pass interference. Again, really solid play by the Panthers. If I'm Coach Holtz, I'm not throwing a challenge flag there. That was obviously one of those where they're just going to hit them both. So, good play. Garrett Marino is my boy. Dude, this Panthers pass rush is just so good. They need to step it up here tonight, though. Corral's going to run in the middle. He's going to he might get the first down. They might call him about a half yard short. Needed to get him sooner, but didn't. But so far, both quarterbacks have been pretty inaccurate. Again, that last pass was accurate, just great defending. But both quarterbacks not doing great right there. Curtis Johnson would, bruh. True. Curtis Johnson would challenge that, and it would fail. Dude, Curtis Johnson. What a coach. They did call it short, 3rd and 1. They're lining up in shotgun. This is a bit of a risk here. 3 receivers out to his left, 1 running back to his left. Hands off the ball. It is going to be a first down right there. Panthers were not able to stop it. They are past the 25-yard line. Larry Roundtree getting the first down. Little under 12 minutes left in the ball game, right? Or in the first half of the ball game. Giddy up. Couple of giddy ups from chat. Little under 12 minutes left. Again, they're in field goal range. Will they score a touchdown? If you're Michigan, you just stop them here. You cannot let them score a touchdown. You can't make this a 9-12 point game, pending, of course, on the extra point. Magoo looking on the sideline, brother. You just got to keep showing him. Bro's becoming the Aaron Rodgers of the league. Ball is snapped. Corral drops back. He's going to throw another deep end zone shot. It is going to be incomplete, and again, no flag. Good pass protection once again. This has been good defense right here. Again, same guy doing it to the same guy. Just beating him twice now. That is really good. You're going to instill confidence in the Panthers defense. You're going to do the opposite to the Stallions offense. Again, a bit of hand fighting by both players, but overall, good play by Miller right there. And he just couldn't get there in time. Thomas was close, couldn't get there. DJ Miller Jr. 2nd and 10 for Birmingham. Corral is in shotgun once again with one man to his left. Fakes the throw, then hands off the ball. And he's going to be tackled about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. A really good play by the Panthers defense right there. That is what you wanted to see if you're a Panthers fan. Now, this is a long 3rd down, about a 3rd and 12. Might even call it a 3rd and 13, though they shouldn't. It should be a 3rd and 12. You hold them to a field goal here. You still make it a touchdown game. A touchdown and an extra point gives you the lead if you're Michigan. So, interesting to see what happens here. 3rd and 12 for Birmingham. Once this play is over, we're going to be a little under 10 minutes, maybe a little over 10 minutes left in the half. Showing Magoo in this sideline again, bro. They're just showing him every time they can. Calling it 3rd and 11. This is a longer 3rd and 11. No, not really, but yeah. 1 second left on the play clock. Should be a flag here. Yep, that is a big delay of game. That was one that, if I was Nolan, I would have challenged that if that didn't go through. 5-yard loss for the Stallions right there. That should be a meme, bro. Make that 3rd and 16. Again, another bad penalty to take by one of these offenses. You make this an even harder 3rd down to convert. And if you fail this, you make this a harder field goal for your kicker. So, not what you want to see. Let's pick which QB is the Aaron Rodgers of the UFL. Right now, I would say it has to be Magoo. McCarron for the offseason, but right now it's Magoo. Because Aaron Rodgers is always trying to get all that media attention. Right now, though, bro, Magoo, he's just stealing the camera light and he's not even playing. 3rd and 16. Corral is by himself in shotgun. Receivers lined up, 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Ball snapped. Almost got another delay of game penalty. Wow. He's going to throw it deep over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by the Panthers. Intercepted by the Panthers, what that should be called. And it was DJ Miller, dude. DJ Miller is putting on a game right now. Gotta tweet that, bro. He had 2 huge pass breakups against Thomas, and he just had that interception. Dude, he is playing insanely well tonight. That is what you love to see. That is insane right there. DJ Miller, man, that is like 3 really good plays almost in a row. Let's see. Offense for the Stallions. I mean, dude, Jordan Thomas is one of those guys that's really hard to beat one-on-one. DJ Miller beating him twice is insane. You know, Robert Thomas? Gotta love it. Now, I remember correctly, he's one of the 2 guys that signed my towel that I got last year at the championship game. But, I mean, dude, he's a tough guy to beat. Magoo out here like, coach put me in. Yeah, with that interception, Corral might get benched for. You would assume not, considering Magoo did like a ton of bad throws and didn't get benched. Yeah. Now that they have a pick, now they need to score. No excuse. Facts. They got that interception. They were able to stop Birmingham from scoring at all. You got to do something here. Your defense just bailed you out. Got to do something. Enthusiastic crowd. Got to love the interception. Let's see. Dude. I don't know why, but sometimes my phone just does, like, it sends me the same notification like 6 times. True, if they don't score, it doesn't really mean anything. It just means that they don't score, you know, Birmingham. But at the end of the day, like, so was the last dropped interception. You know, so yeah. UFL Daily was actually spot on, bro. Dude, UFL Daily, dude. I think that there was somebody who actually thought that something he said was true, and it was hilarious. Dude, beating Jordan Thomas in back-to-back one-on-ones. I know the second time you could argue was a bit of an overthrow, but beating him back-to-back is insane. And then getting the interception, like, dude, right now, player of the game for Michigan is DJ Miller, for sure, right now. Because that's 3 big plays he's done in one drive. Plus 4 turnover margin. Yeah, I mean, they did pretty good against Memphis in that area. That pick 6, bro, kind of cool. Ruining my perfect score prediction. DJ Miller, give me 6, bro. Again, Michigan's got to do something. So far, their offense has been pretty anemic. They really haven't done a lot so far. So hopefully that changes here. But they're about to show the interception again. Again, we got Kurt Menefee and Joel Klatt. Looks like they're probably doing like every Fox game. Drops back to throw, looks over the middle. And he goes to throw it. And just gets beat. Again, DJ Miller just cuts up a bit sooner and was able to get that interception. Jordan holding the ball over the Panthers DB last year was hilarious. Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about. Danny Etling is in at quarterback, and he immediately hands off the ball on first down for about a 5-yard gain. Wow, that actually worked pretty good. Put my glorious King Cookus in there ready. Putting Danny Etling in here, again, they did it a lot last week, but this one I'm less against because Perkins hasn't been doing a ton right now. Putting Etling, we'll see if this works. Interviewing DJ Miller right now on the sideline. First interception this season. Dude's been playing really well tonight. The Danny Etling effect, bro, came in. His aura was too strong, bro. They hand off the ball again. He gets out to the left. He gets about 2.5, 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2 right here. Maybe 3rd and 3. Again, 2 rushes back to back, but so far pretty good. You know, 8 yardage gain. In theory, this should be a first down your next run play. Let's see if they're going to run it here. I would, unless you are going to go for it on 4th down. I would run it here, but or do a quick pass. You know, who knows. Danny Etling is once again in shotgun, 1 man to his right in the backfield. Everybody's lined up relatively close to the offensive line. No one's out wide. Ball is snapped. Handed off, and it's going to be a first down for the Panthers right there. Etling just faked a run like 3 straight times. He's going to do it one of these times. He's going to get probably about like 10 yards. First down for the Panthers right there. Good play by them right there. Personally, get 2 yards, not 10 yards. Yeah, get the first down. That's what I always want to see. 4 starts last season. Solid completion percentage. Not incredible, but solid enough. 3 TDs to 2 interceptions. Not great, but could be worse. Anthony Brown. Bit of motion in front. Motions back to the right. Fake the handoff. Quick pass out to the left is a screen, and it is going to be caught. Sims gets immediately just hit, and it is going to be about, call it like a 3.5 yard gain right there. Showing Bryce Perkins on the sideline. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. We are at 7 minutes and less than 30 seconds left in the half now. Play selection, almost 2-to-1 passes to rushes right now. Definitely need to see a bit more rushes. That's what made this drive work so far. Adding that dimension. Again, you have 2 solid running backs. Use them, especially Colburn. Ball is snapped. Etling drops back to throw. Looks to his left. And he just quick throws it incomplete again. Good decision. Could have been a better pass. It ended up being like a 5-yard gain, 100%. But he saw the pressure. He threw it. Made it to where only his guy could catch it. Which he couldn't because it was way too short of a pass. But That's, again, another decision that Magoo did not make last week. 3rd and 7, though, you got to get a first down here. You have to make that interception mean something, aside from just Birmingham didn't score because, again, you dropped a pick 6 earlier. But, yeah. 3rd and 7, you have to throw it. They're lining up in 5 wide, 2 out to the right, 3 out to the left. Etling by himself in the backfield in shotgun. Motioning one man to him, to his left. Ball is snapped right when the clock hits 0. He's getting hit, and he gets sacked for about a 7-yard loss. They're going to have to punt this ball. Not great blocking. Stallions are able to just beat them right there. And now they're going to have to punt. Again, makes that interception mean very little. Again, yes, you stopped them from scoring a field goal, but you dropped an interception that would have been a field goal, so it kind of evens out to where it really, really hurts that you missed that one. Just good play by Birmingham right there. Beat the offensive line. Huge for them. Anthony Brown slander needs to stop. Well, if he just stops throwing interceptions, we'll stop slandering him. I agree with G-Man. Punt is up, close to being blocked. Is going to be recovered at about the 20-yard line, up to the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, tackled out of bounds in Michigan's 48. Again, special teams. Birmingham's offense is not winning them this game, and their defense is playing great. But the area winning the Stallions this game is the special teams. This is now the 3rd time where Birmingham is going to get the ball in excellent field position thanks to the return game. That is great play by Birmingham special teams unit. Right tackle is played bad. The team is playing terrible. The defense is doing its job. But the offense and the special teams, not at all. The Panthers defense, or Panthers special teams allowing not 1, not 2, but 3 really good returns, unacceptable. And the offense, not been good whatsoever. So, yeah, the offensive line not doing its job. Some of the plays aren't working. The Panthers defense is the whole reason this game is close right now. They have to do it again, though. We'll see. 3 sacks in the season. What are we doing losing? Bro, Noel just hit you with that one. Not going to lie. They can't tackle. Dude, the Panthers don't win. Major changes. Yeah, this would be really bad for them to lose. Again, right now the defense is not even the reason they're losing. It's the rest of the team. The defense, again, the Stallions essentially, well, just to call it simply, they've basically gotten the ball at midfield 3 straight times. And they scored 1 of those times, and then the other time is, well, right now. So if they stop them again here, then the Panthers defense did its job for, like, the entire game. Because if you stop them, it's just bad play by the rest of the Panthers, though. The special teams is the biggest L right now. Because if your special teams plays better, that means that instead of starting at, the 50, they're starting at the 20 to the 25, meaning that when they're getting stopped in the red zone, they're getting stopped closer to midfield in no man's land. So, yeah, definitely special teams biggest L right now, then the Panthers offense. Panthers defense, only saving grace for the team right now. Again, we are getting closer and closer to the second half happening, but we're still a little bit away, but yeah. Career Battlehawk fan. Battlehawks got their week 1 win. Hopefully they get their win this week for the Battlehawks fans, but we'll see. San Antonio's going to give them a fight. Will they win? I doubt it. I think St. Louis wins, but you never know. Did I miss much? You missed the Panthers special teams once again allowing a deep return for Birmingham. You missed the Panthers getting a great interception and then immediately doing nothing on offense with it. So, really, not really. Just bad football by the Panthers offense and special teams. Panthers defense has been great, but the rest of the team, not so much. About 5.5 minutes left right now. Let's see if the Stallions can score again, or if the Panthers defense is able to hold firm and stop them again. Looking like another low-scoring game, but we'll see. The game of our time, bruh. First 3 possessions, field goal, punt, interception. Panthers defense was doing his job. Yeah, they started at their own 48, the 49 of Michigan, and now they're starting once again like at the 48. Corral is still in at quarterback. Ortho Pest Control, bro. We love those guys sponsoring the league. Getting the Player of the Week awards back. About a 1.5-yard gain. Again, Panthers defense going back to stopping that run right there. What you want to see right there. Yeah, I mean, the defense... the offense need to play better. You have to keep the Stallions team off the field. Well, you got to keep their defense on the field, yeah. Corral's still very inaccurate so far tonight, which isn't even the best way to call it. It's just been really good defensive play by the Panthers overall, but yeah. The Jerry Jones treatment, bruh. Corral is in shotgun with one man to his left and one man to his right in the backfield. 7 seconds left on the play clock. 5, 4, ball is snapped. Hands off the ball. It is going to be... He bounces off to the left, but he gets a nice tackle in the open field right there for about a 4-yard gain. Maybe they'll call it 3. Is the attention for Magoo or Cookus? Bro, Magoo getting all that attention, bro. Michigan offense, where are we at? Bro, I don't know, man. They might have taken a trip to, I don't know, Cabo or something. Going to Cancun early, bro. That offense said, nah, we good. 3rd and 6 for Birmingham's offense. Again, if Michigan can stop them here, that would be incredible. Getting a 3-and-out when they started in Michigan territory would be insane. Let's see if they can do it, though. Corral is in the backfield, one man to his right. He's going to throw it. Looking to his left, quick pass, and there's nobody covering him for the first down and an extra 3 yards. That was a really bad overall just play design on defense. Nobody was covering that. You needed to stop. You needed to protect the hash marks, protect the first down. They did not do that. That was a free open pass. He caught it in first down territory. Not what you want to see right there from the Panthers defense. Marlon Williams getting that first down. Again, good tackle. He was able to, prevent him from going anywhere farther, but you needed to stop him from catching the ball in general. Didn't do that. Not assault on him. True. Immediately tackled, but it is not the guy with the ball. Corral had it, held it, and he threw it to his right. That was a great distraction right there. The Panthers defense, a couple of guys really thought he handed it off, which he didn't. And in the end, it's about a 9-yard gain for Birmingham. That's a really good play for them. Michigan's defense has to stop him here. That was a really good play design by Birmingham right there. Worked fully right. Look at this replay. This is great. Immediately just hard tackled and doesn't even have the football. Great play by the Panthers or Stallions right there. 2nd and 1, about 3 minutes left in the half. Michigan will get another drive, more than likely. Well, they're going to get another drive. They're going to have to score in that drive, but yeah. Ball is snapped. It is going to be a first down just barely. He was seeing ghosts, bro. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Again, Michigan, both teams still have 3 timeouts, so we're going to see some timeouts soon. Again, Michigan needs to get the ball back and score, but yeah. I believe you can almost make the argument BM 3 of the top 5 QBs to their team, giddy up. If Magoo was just rusty in week 1, true. If not, then I don't know, because Magoo looked really bad last week. But again, it was 1 week. But heading into the season, a lot of people would say that was a valid argument, potentially. 1st and 10. Corral is in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right. Still rolling. Throws it to his right. Incomplete. Threw it away. Though it is good, stops the clock a little bit. I mean, Perkins, I think, can still do well. Yeah. Hadn't been looking too hot so far, but if he comes back in, puts up a good drive, it'll be nice to see. We're going to head over to the 2-minute warning, though. 2nd and 10, going to the 2-minute warning. Again, Michigan going to have to start using their timeouts here. You need to get that ball back. You can't just, let Birmingham score unless you really are going to hold them to a field goal. Still a low-scoring game. 2 minutes left, and it's 3-0, so not the most exciting a game so far. Dude, it's people complaining about how the interception ended up doing absolutely nothing is hilarious. I mean, it's true, but hilarious. Trying to go back to the interception, see people complain about it. Well, down goes drink number 1. Good thing I got 2 more drinks on me. Cut the entire O-line. Special team's a disaster, bro. True. Anthony Brown traded for Matt Corral. Effective 2-minute warning, bro. I like good defensive gain, which this is not disappointing. It has been pretty good. Honestly, not a bad idea. At the end of the season, I might do that. That's actually a really good idea format. Doing a tier list for all the Friday Night Football games. That is actually a really good idea. I like that. Chat, is that a W? I think that's a W idea. I mean, because you're going to add like 10 every year. I think it's a good one. All I know is that first game, straight back into D tier like it was last time. And then this game so far, it's been better, but yeah. In the big 2025, bro, G-Man crying. Dude, come on. Seeing some W's, Rob Madden, Adam, rookie. Yeah, I think it's a good idea for sure. That would be a fun video to do at the end of the year. hopefully get some good ones, like some good high-scoring games. Like, a defensive battle is always fun, but you got to see some high-scoring games every once in a while, which we haven't really seen that. But yeah, it kept Birmingham from scoring. Dude, we'll see. I will say, I loved how the Player of the Week offense ended up going to the entire St. Louis offensive line. I think that was a really cool one. I mean, the interception did keep him from scoring, but at the end of the day, it's like you dropped the would-have-been pick six that would have given you a field goal. So in the end, right, you dropped one, got one, and if you had just gotten them both, you would be at worst tied, but at best winning. So not scoring from that one makes it really look poorly. It's just all that issue. I could see BM going 6-4 this season. I could too. Because again, this is a good defense. Like, we all know that Michigan's defense is one of the best in the league. But Birmingham's offense still is not clicking the way you thought it would. And again, this is a tough team to play. But you looked bad against DC because your pass rush defense was non-existent. Then this game, your pass or your offensive line has been playing better. But when you go deep, your receivers can't beat the DBs overall. They got in a couple plays, but we've seen a lot of deep throws just not work out. Corral looks, quick throw out to his right, and is caught, and that is a good play right there. That's one of the best plays for the Stallions offense right now. First down. If you're Michigan, you're going to start calling timeouts pretty soon. You need to get that ball back. Let's see. All the years Birmingham won. 3 straight champions. Gotta love it. Unless you're a non-Birmingham fan, then you hate it. Let's see if the Showboats look different tomorrow. I think Memphis is going to win that game. I really do think they're going to pull off the upset. I think it's going to be an outright win. I think that Memphis is built to beat a team like DC. Corral throws it for the end zone shot, but it is one of those incomplete passes that either your guy catches it or nobody catches it. And it stops the clock for a little bit. Yeah, it stops the clock. I know the clock thing's really weird, but yeah. We do not want a fourth. True. But yeah, I think the Showboats win tomorrow. I think that defense is built to beat a team like DC's offense, and I think that the other side of the ball is similar. I just think that Memphis wins it. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but I think that they end up taking it. Though, if DC wins a close battle, I wouldn't be too shocked. I just don't see it as a blowout, which some people seem to think it's going to be. It ain't going to be a blowout. Corral drops back, looks to his left, looks over the middle, quick throws it into the middle, is going to be caught, but really solid tackle to prevent a first down. That's what you really needed to see. You did not want to see a first down there if you're Michigan, because a first down there makes it almost impossible to get the ball back. Not calling a timeout yet, because if you do get the first down, you can use all 3 timeouts, guarantee you get the ball back. So that is a smart decision by Coach Nola. I know some people would be against it, but makes sense in that context, because if you're Birmingham, you can run the ball right here. If the Roughnecks somehow make the playoffs, he'll be back. But does anyone here think the Roughnecks are making the playoffs? No. So I think CJ should be gone. They hand off the ball. It's going to be stopped just short. That's going to be stopped short. Now, this is very interesting for Birmingham. You can either take the 3 points or you can risk it. In this scenario, it's a tough call. But as I've always said, if you're like less than a yard, you go for it. You go for it, get that first down with how much time is left, even with the 3 timeouts. Wow, they're actually kicking it. Michigan's not calling a timeout. They might have just called one. I'm going to be honest. If Birmingham's kicking it, I wouldn't have taken a timeout there. If they're going to kick it, make them kick it. Because if they do, I mean, it's a tough call. This is a really interesting one. Again, I would go for it. You are in 4th and it's like a little less than 4th and 1. You get it, you get a touchdown, huge difference. You kick a field goal here, it's still a 1-score game. So yeah, CJ has dirt on the rock, bruh. Go Boats, Birmingham 2-6 and 3rd downs. As a Houstonian, we aren't making it the playoffs. CJ needs to go, plus our attendance will be a lot worse since the Rockets are heading into the playoffs. Dude, Houston Rockets being good this year, who would have thought? Big kicker. How are you 2 plays ahead of me? Bro, we talked about this earlier, dude. Some people's TVs are like 40 seconds behind. I don't know, people who are streaming are always like behind, but yeah, dude, hey, it's going quick, bro. 4th and 1 for the Stallions right here. They are still kicking it. Michigan gave him a chance and said, hey, maybe you should go for it, and they're still kicking it. 21-yarder. Dude, if he misses it, if Mevis misses this, cut him. Like, right now. If he misses this, you cut him. That is inexcusable. This is a 21-yarder. This is as free as a kick can get. Let's see. Well, unless you're Blair Walsh. Let's see if he makes this. Kick is up. It is good. Drilled right in the middle. 6-0 Birmingham over Michigan with 32 seconds left. I wasn't able to watch at the beginning of the game. I was happy to see a better turnout of fans being at this game than the Houston game last week. And that I tuned into a close game. Yeah, definitely a nice one to see. This is a closer game than last week. Because last week's game was basically over in like the first 6 minutes. I think the Roughnecks will make the playoffs. Yes, sir. Delusional Roughnecks fans. Let's go. Dude, good old Houston. What a fun team. That is a team you love to have in the league if you're somebody like me because you can just make fun of them. Big bro got something, dude. Good old Mavis. Big guy. Big man kicking the ball. Some say the ground shakes when he runs up to kick it. Some more posts. South Carolina. The Final Four game was today? I did not know that. Like, I did know, but I forgot. Not going to lie. 1920s kickers are in shambles. The kicker loves National Donut Day, bruh. Birmingham point differential still being negative is insane to see. I mean, like, we all know it, but, like, that's just hilarious to see. Dude, I ordered my physical cards from ePack, my UFL cards, dude. Still haven't shipped yet. I ordered them, like, a week and a half ago. Hopefully they come and be a fun video to do. I didn't get, like, everything I wanted, but at this point, it's like I got a lot of stuff, which I'm very happy about. So that'll be a fun little video. Sure, whatever I do with it, whenever it arrives, which hopefully is within the next 2 weeks and not, like, something longer, but who knows. We'll see. That's how I view it. Go back over here, YouTube Studio. Checking some analytical things right now. Game picks video doing solid. Love to see it, love to see it. Details there. Going back over here. Week 3 could be our first tank bowl. True. I don't remember who the matchup is, but I know there is one. I'm just forgetting. Roughnecks is embarrassing. Dude, that team is... Yikes. Stallions, Defenders, Renegades, Battlehawks. My picks this week. Mine was Panthers, Showboats, Renegades, Battlehawks. The first two different, second two the same. I think Memphis pulled off the upset. I thought, well, Michigan's defense done insanely well tonight so far, but yeah. League looks to have 7 solid teams early on. Jury's still out of San Antonio. It was 1 week, which is true. Wade Phillips wasn't fully on the sideline, but I don't think you can call San Antonio a solid team yet. But we'll see this week. I think they're going to show that they are a solid team, but at the moment you got like 6 for... Excuse me, pardon me. You got 6 for sure, 1 maybe, and then Houston. I mean, I think everybody agrees them being at 8 in the power rankings is pretty generous. I mean, you could argue that they're below some other teams that aren't even playing because, my God, that team looked so bad, but we'll see. Dude, if they beat the Renegades, that'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious for the league. Kick is up. Panthers get it up to the 10, the 15, the 20... The 25, tackled at about the 32-yard line. 2 timeouts, 25 seconds. Danny Etling is coming back out in the field. They need to get a field goal here would be great. You don't need to score here because you do get the ball at half. That's a very important thing. Because of them deferring, they do get the ball at half. If they're able to score a field goal here, though, this would be huge. Let's see what they do here. Again, 25 seconds left. You got 2 timeouts. 1st and 10, little past the 30-yard line. Colburn with him in the backfield. 3 receivers out to his left, 2 to his left, or 1 to his left. Let's see. Ball is snapped. Etling looks to his left, immediately throws a quick little pass to Colburn, who gets out of bounds for about a 5-6 yard gain. Only took about 4 seconds left on the clock. Solid play right there. Just get a few yards. Good one. Etling there, Cook. Ovechkin tied the record. He scored again. Bruh, I don't have that in here. They're tied for the most goals. Dude, that's crazy to see. Dude, Ovechkin getting a hat trick to break the record would be sick. Man. Yeah, dude. Rip the TV numbers for this game. Etling looks to his left. He's rolling out, and he just throws it away. Or maybe not. They're calling it inbounds. Marcus Sims should not have caught it. Looks like they're just going to roll out the end of the clock. They're going to go into half. Is what it is. Sucks to see that. Hold up. ESPN Plus. I gotta figure out how to get back to ESPN Plus. This game is on... Is this game on regular TV, or is this game on something like ESPN Plus? Because if it's on ESPN Plus, I can watch it. Dude, what do you mean log in? Oh my god. Dude, I don't remember my password. Ooh, I got it first try. Never mind, I do remember my password. Game is on. Let's go. Let's watch the Capitals broadcast. Let me make sure this site is muted so I don't get copyrighted. Mute it. There we go. We got 14 minutes left. Okay, chat. So I got this game pulled up right next to me. If y'all don't remember Tank Bowl 3, it was Roughnecks Boats. Terrible half for Michigan. 100% true. Only can go up from here. True. It's on ESPN+. Can we sign Cookers at halftime? Perkins and Etling. Brutal. Bruh. UFL Final Fours in the playoffs. Who will it be? I think the UFL playoffs... Man, I don't know after today. My original pick was Birmingham, Michigan again, but then my pick was Memphis, Michigan. Now I don't know. Could be anyone. All right, well, I got the Capitals game pulled up literally right next to this one, so we'll see. Now that we're in halftime, I think it'd be funny to laugh at Curtis Johnson some more. So let's just put that up for a couple minutes. Yes, I saved this picture. I thought so let's just keep that up for a little bit while we laugh at the Roughnecks at halftime. Remember, for how bad the Panthers offense has been playing, it's still better than this. Thoughts on Seattle Sea Dragons are heavily favored to return? Not surprised they're heavily favored. I mean, they're one of those teams. Them and the Breakers of the returning teams would be the two most obvious picks. So that's kind of how I view it, that I wouldn't be shocked if they return. I just know that the rumor mill is huge. You went from expansion talks not being fully there to two teams are coming back or coming. It's weird. Same old, except replace the Browns with the Renegades. Tank Bowl 4 could be a rematch Tank Bowl 3. Not my team being big. Dude. Hey, what a that's another classic image. This is the only, like, the Todd Haley Memphis one is the most iconic image, I think, in spring football history, like, of this era. A moment would be the pizza moment, but in terms of a picture, that was just so iconic. But this is a good one. This one right here, this is a good one, because I don't think there's anyone who likes this guy as head coach. Dude, if Ovechkin breaks the scoring record right now, that'd be insane. That's not necessary to show CJ. I think it is. What's this other image at? I'm gonna be honest. I forgot I had that image still on here. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I deleted that image. Okay, well that's what my other image tab is. Because I've got like audio output, Discord, window capture, video capture, and 2 images. I completely forgot that was the other image. Classic. Pull this up right over there. Head coach gets coached. That was awful to see, dude. Tom Cable having to tell CJ how to coach was hilarious. Love that. Dude, I thought this was a Sprite and was about to explode in my lap again. Ovechkin. Get Etling off the field. Go back to ESPN Plus right there. Yes, sir. Give the headset to Waterworth 3, bro. No wonder CJ can't coach. My dude looks like he's got two glass eyes. Okay. I mean, with what he challenges and doesn't challenge, you know, just saying. Dude, I can't believe Ovechkin's actually going to break this record. Like, this is one of those records. Like, this was like the Kareem points record. Like, I don't think anyone really thought that this goals record was going to be broken. Because Ovechkin could legitimately hit, like, 900 technically this year. But, like, if he comes back next year, he's going to hit 900. I mean, it's to the point where if he really pushed it, he could maybe hit 950. You know, if he didn't get hurt, if he keeps playing at this level, he could hit 950. Because, like, let's be clear, okay? We all know that the points record ain't ever being broken. That Gretzky points record is just stupid. But goals record, I mean, if Ovi can get, like, 950 by the end of his career, saying he comes back and he, you know, plays, like, 2 more years, it's going to be tough to see someone who beat that record, honestly. Even with how we've seen some, you know, goals go up, like Matthews having a couple great years, McDavid, obviously, but, yeah. Now, is anyone... I knew of it, like, a couple weeks ago. Is Ovechkin still on pace? Like, if he does it tonight, does he do it in as many, fewer, or more games than Gretzky did it? Like, Because I know that was a big talking point about like 2 weeks ago, was him doing it in the same amount of games, which is of course the really impressive thing. Do any of you know off the top of your head where that is? Like, I know I could search for it, but like I've got like 4 different things open in front of me. I'd rather not add a 5th, but because I know that was a big deal, I just don't remember exactly where they are. Dude, good old Ovechkin. Dominic Hasek, man, that he was talking about how it would be so bad to cheer for Ovechkin scoring it because of Russia. I'm like, dude, stop. My assumption is that if they do it, they're going to add one team that's a returning team and one that's a new team. That's just my personal, like, I think that's what they're going to do and what I think they should do. Because if you do it like that, you end up bringing hope that one of your teams that you, one of the teams that you watched can come back. But at the same time, you're adding hope where if you live somewhere like in Columbus, that you might get a team. But it'll be interesting to see. For sure. The Capitals Blackhawks, dude. Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks. Ettlinger Perkins build with rhythm consistency. Need to stick with Perkins. I mean, like, neither of them have looked necessarily that good today, but I mean, one of these guys is somebody who's shown that he can be a great dual threat quarterback. You got to stick with him. It's just, we'll see. Ovechkin should get a turbo stick, like those turbo bats. I have no idea what that whole scandal is. I know something about the Yankees crushing the Brewers twice. All I know about baseball right now is Pete hit like 2 home runs. He hit a grand slam and another home run, and that's about it. Would love to see the Stars and Generals back. I mean, I've always talked about it all the time, but I think it's insane that we're going on another year of spring football where we have USFL branding and stuff, but we don't have one of the 2 most iconic teams in spring football history. About those live stream covers, yeah, I was thinking about doing the background photo, but I was like, nah, I'll just keep them like they are. I think it's solid. Though, of course, the tank bulls are the classic single image we use, but yeah. Damn, almost scored for the Blackhawks. I guess I could do a play-by-play for this right now. I guess we'll talk about it. I mean, right now, the puck is in the Capital zone. Back past the blue line. It is now in the Blackhawks territory. Nice check by the Capitals right there. Still in Chicago territory, but Chicago still has the puck. Pass it behind the goalie. Bit of move. Yeah, I'm not going to do this, dude. I need to have some form of audio, because, like, the Canes are the only team I could, like, name players for. Like, this team, not at all. Like, I think Bertuzzi's on the Blackhawks right now. I don't know. The tank bowl between the Renegades and Roughnecks, where we had the iconic best offense in the league. What a moment. Should really be the Stars Generals, move Roughnecks back to the XFL. Fully agree. Stars, McDonald's uniforms are growing on me. I know what you're talking about, bro. That was wild. McMichael hitting a shot, but it gets saved. UConn versus UCLA is also tonight. Yeah, that ain't good for the UFL's TV ratings, baby. Love March Madness. Like, I love when people talk about it where it's like, you know, if you start the season in February, it's like, oh, it's not as bad. Yeah, but then when March Madness happens, instead of it being like 2 really bad weeks, it's like 4 really bad weeks, which I've never understood why people want that. Well, we're getting close to this, so it is time to turn off this game. I kind of hope he doesn't do it right now, because, like, I would love to watch that live, him scoring it, because that would be, like, that is one of those iconic moments in sports history, is when he breaks that record. That's going to be, like, because I watched when LeBron broke it, like, obviously not in person, but I watched it on TV. I'd love to watch Ovechkin score it, but, hey, we got a job to do. We got to watch the Michigan Panthers offense continue to do nothing on the field. Hopefully they do something here. Again, they get the ball at half. This is one thing that helps for sure. They should have forced something to happen. They should have either forced the Generals or the Maulers to become a Canton team, kept them there. They should have done this whole Houston thing. It really backfired on the league. Should the UFL consider starting in April, 1 week after the Super Bowl? I think that it's kind of, if the plan is to end the season on 4th of July weekend like the USFL did it, you kind of have to stick where you're at. If your goal is to, starting after the Super Bowl is just so many issues. Football fatigue is real. going from Super Bowl teams to UFL teams. Like, could you imagine if you watched the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Eagles, and then you go right into the Battlehawks Roughnecks game? Like, your perception of the UFL is going to be really bad because of Houston, especially. You're going to be like, bruh, what is this? So, holding off a couple months and starting in March, I like it. I've barely watched any basketball. I've watched, like, one Lakers game, maybe two, because of Luka. I've watched one March Madness game, and it was a second-half Duke game. That's it so far. I might watch the national championships, and I say that, like, legitimately, I might not. Last year's NC State, I watched, like, every game. I thought that was hilarious, but, like, it was hilarious watching NC State just keep beating these teams when they had no business even being in the tournament, and then they fired their coach a year later and missed it outright. I mean, like, you can't get better than that. You went from a Final Four team to firing your coach and not even making the tournament. Hilarious. But, yeah. Horrible first game, 100%. They really banked on the return of TDECU, but forgot that the Astros were also having opening day. And got unlucky with Houston, being in March Madness. That also hurt, and that was just unlucky. Can't really blame them too much. That's just, straight up unlucky. Halftime. Let's see what James Larson's thoughts are. Defenses, slugfest, not a surprise. Danny Etling at QB makes no sense. D-lines are dominating. True. Looks like the Hurricanes are getting back in this game. Love to see that. Let's see it. I only watch the Big 12 teams in the tourney. Only Houston standing now. Yeah, gotta love having those basic 4 1 seeds making it. Gotta love it. Dude, why is this going so slow? I loved having the championship game on 4th of July weekend. We would grill out and watch football in the summer. Dude, it was great. I mean, yes, did it suck being in the summer for weather? Yes, but dude, St. Louis last year, let me tell you this. I don't remember if I talked about it. I have a new appreciation for dome stadiums. Like stadiums, by the way. But my God, dude, walking outside of St. Louis was horrible. Because where me and my friend parked, we were like 3, maybe 4 blocks away. Oh my God, that walk was awful. It was so hot there. It was terrible. But once you go inside that stadium, oh my God, it was so much better. And then Canton, when I went, I got lucky that it was, well, I say lucky, but it was rainy, so it wasn't, super hot out. So that was a benefit, but that's the one thing that sucks about the summer is it's so damn hot for some of these places. But yeah, we'll see. But I also liked it. I thought it was cool to end the 4th of July weekend. Having it be around a holiday was definitely cool. But yeah, I loved watching the 2022 USFL Championship in the middle of summer. That was such a great game. 13-week season, maybe. I think the max is 12, honestly. I think that if they add 2 or 4 teams, whenever they do, I think 12 is the max amount of weeks, honestly. I think adding any more is going to be like a real turnoff for players who want to go to the NFL because now you're adding 2 extra weeks of potentially getting hurt and all that. That's just my thinking. I think 12 is the max regular season weeks you can have. Snow, dude, a UFL snow game, that'd be insane. I mean, hey, March is still early enough, dude. It snowed in NC in March before. It's not impossible. It could happen if you get all the stars align. It could. I mean, so far the only real weather game was like the Birmingham DC. There's been a couple other ones, but that was the real weather game was that one. But yeah. Etling, Perkins. Hopefully we see Perkins come out. We're about to start kickoff. Rocky Lombardi, maybe he gets in it sometime at quarterback. Players might ask for a bye week. True. I could possibly see the playoffs expand to 6 teams too. If they go to 14 teams, yes. Because I think that 6 is a good number. I've talked about it before. I think making it to where if you do the conferences, right, 1 seeds get a bye, then 2 and 3 seeds play each other. I think it's a really solid one. You can keep conferences instead of... You make it like basketball, kind of. A basketball-football hybrid where you make it conference-based, but you give teams a bye. That's what I think would be really cool to see. 14, 12 teams, right? 6 teams, 7 teams, 5 teams, whatever in each division. Or if you do a 10-team league, you have 5 in each conference. 1 seed gets a bye, 2 and 3 play each other. Really fun 3-week playoffs. My thoughts. All right, so we're about to get kickoff again. Let's see if they can do it here. Birmingham is kicking off. Of course, Michigan is getting the ball at the half. They need to score a touchdown here, or at least a field goal. It is 6-0 Birmingham over Michigan. Ball's recovered. Is at the 20-yard line. Gets tackled. Ankle tackle is good. Tackled at about the 23-yard line. Bad field position for the Panthers. Once again, another blunder by the special teams overall. If they go to 14, they would have to start season earlier. I don't think you necessarily have to, because if you go to like 10 teams, right, you add 2 teams, you play each of your teams twice, and then you just don't play 2 of the opposing conferences, and you can kind of do that. That's what I think. Got shafted out here. Hey, it always happens at the half. I do not know what the CFL playoffs are. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. One man right next to Perkins. Perkins isn't at quarterback, by the way. Bit of motion in front of him. Hands off the ball. It is going to be about a 7-yard rush. I want to see some more Perkins running. We really haven't seen that this year. So we need to see it. XFL kickoff blows. I prefer the USFL method, though I prefer the UFL's method over the NFL's method. Because the NFL's method basically makes the word like this. It just, if the point is getting returns, the UFL is better than the NFL, but the USFL's was the best. That's my thinking on it. USFL, UFL/XFL, NFL. Even the current NFL one, she's not great. Ball snap. Perkins fakes the handoff. Looks over the middle. Is going to be caught. Good defense right there. Incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Michigan Panthers. They need to get a first down here. Perkins is still sub 50 completion percentage right now. The attendance looks solid first half. Let's see what they do here. Man, dude, Michigan, just their special teams is just not great, dude. The Stallions have done such a better job in the return game than Michigan. 3rd and 4 for Michigan. Let's see if they can pull it off here again. 4 of 10 passing. Not good. One man to his right. In the backfield and shotgun. Ball is snapped. Looks over the middle. Throws it over the middle. And it's too high. Intercepted by the Stallions. Gets it on the rebound. Still on his feet. Gets to the 30. Pitches it behind him. He's still going. 25. He gets to about the 23-yard line. Dude, that... Oh, man. Went for the pitch. Could have worked so badly. And it ended up working to get him about another 7 yards. Oh, man. That was a bad... That's on Perkins. That was too high of a pass. Receiver had to jump and reach his arms up to catch it. Bounced off his hands. It was intercepted. I mean, you're throwing to a tight end, bro. Like, to overthrow your tight end like that, not on a deep shot like Corral, but like that is insane. That's bad. A little bit of bad luck. Mostly bad throw by Perkins. Stallions are once again awesome field position. They're at the 23-yard line. First down rush. He's bouncing out to the left. He gets tackled for about a 6, maybe 7-yard gain. Not what you want to see. Michigan's defense has to step it up here once again. Not looking good. Dude, true. They just can't beat the Stallions. Like, this is just poor play right now. Man, that is just not good. That was such a bad throw by Perkins right there. UFL highlight, bruh. That probably means that we're going to see more Danny Etling on the next drive, by the way. Corral is in shotgun with one man to his right. Ball is snapped, hands it off, fakes it, throws it to his right. He's going to be caught for a first down and out at about the touchdown. Might call him a bit short, though. Saying he went out of bounds at about the 3-yard line, so not a touchdown. Really bad for the Panthers right now. I will say, though, again, Corral's been a much better quarterback than Magoo so far in this game. Comparing this week to last week. It's a big thing to note. First and goal for the Stallions at the 3-yard line. Stallions own the Panthers. I mean, yeah, dude. Panthers just can't beat them. Last year, they had their best 2 chances. They missed the walk-off field goal in Week 10. Then the playoff game, they missed the halftime field goal, and then that was it. First and two for the Stallions. They might call this a touchdown, but it looks like they're going to call it a bit short. Yep, about a half-yard short. Corral is up to now a 50 completion percentage, so he's going up there. Only way the Panthers are going to score in this game is the defense intercepts the ball and score themselves. True. Needed that pick 6 earlier. Again, like I said before, that dropped pick 6 is going to haunt the Panthers. They make that pick 6. This is a totally different game. Instead, if the Stallions score here, it's going to be really tough for Michigan to get back in this game. They're going to be down 2 scores. They're going to have to score a touchdown. So far, their offense has not been doing anything. A little under 2nd and 1, but they're going to have to call a timeout here. So Birmingham uses one of their timeouts already. That is a little bit of a saving grace for the Panthers there. Force a timeout out of them. Again, 2nd and goal, little shorter than the 1. Sucks Moo got injured. I was excited to see him rebound. What a hit by Davis. That was nasty. This is going to be something else right here. Very important drive right here. Very important chance to score for the Stallions. If they get a touchdown here, this is going to be really bad for Michigan. Again, still 11 and a half minutes left in the quarter. Still a lot of football left to be played, but we'll see here. 11 and a half minutes left. 2nd and goal. Basically like 2 feet. A little under a yard. Once again, lining up. They're lining up in the T-bone. 3 guys right behind Corral. Hands it off. Goes out to his left. He's got open space. Touchdown. Stallions 12-0. Beat him over Michigan by Ricky Person Jr. Good play design. That's just, dude, you know, the Stallions do it every time. So, 2-score lead for the Stallions. Let's see what they do here. Should go for 2. Let's see if they do it. Gotta love this, dude. They made it look like they're going to run it to the right, having extra guards there. Went out to the left. Too fast. So, touchdown Stallions, 12-0. They are going to go for 2. That is the correct call, 2-point conversion. Percentage-wise, point-wise, it's the best one to go for unless you are down by 3. Obviously, you're going for a win. You should pretty much always go for 2. It's just the analytics, it's such a better option than 1. Let's see if they make it here. There's a flag. The Panthers were doing some motion, and it looks like it worked. Forced the Stallions to lose 5 yards on a false start. So now it's going to be a 2-point attempt from the 10-yard line. Good break right there for the Panthers. Showing Cole Schneider. Again, let's see them make this. They make this as a 14-0 game. Not what you want to see, but you know, you never know for sure what's going to happen here. At the 10-yard line for a 2-point conversion, Panthers should not allow this. Ball is snapped. Corral drops back to throw. Looks to his middle. Throws it. It is going to be... He caught it, but are they going to give him it? Or are they going to call him short? Nope, they're saying incomplete. This will be reviewed, challenged, something like that's going to happen for sure, but we'll see. But it is a fail that is called on the field. Is that a failed? Dude, I just got a notification on my phone, and I thought Ovechkin broke the record. It was just a tie it, bro. UFL really needs to make this an interesting game. Yeah, dude, back-to-back Friday night games that aren't close games would really suck to see, for sure. One goal away, showing that again, bro. Only one I can recall is the 2022 Generals before Johnson got hurt in the playoffs. You know, Mike Bell was questioning about the 2 QBs. I'm just posting, because like I said before, people say the 2 QB strategy doesn't work. It can work, because it has. The 2022 Generals made the playoffs and were a 9-1 team because of the 2 quarterback system, and then once Johnson got hurt, they were screwed. Dude, no, I do not want to subscribe to Twitter. Like, no, I'm not that guy, bro. Twitter, you're not that guy, pal. Yeah, it looks like calling incomplete. Rocky Lombardi QB3. Yeah, he might honestly get some snaps if they keep doing this. By the way, what are the Panthers doing? Nothing on offense and nothing on special teams, pretty much. Defense has been doing all they pretty much can. They allowed a touchdown there, but it's like the defense has been doing a lot so far. Like, they can only do so much. This is poor play by the Panthers offense and special teams. That's what really is the thing. Because, I mean, it just, the Stallions have dominated so much tonight because of the fact they're getting the ball in really good field position. The fact that they're winning the time possession battle is a really bad stat when you consider they're getting the ball at like the 50-yard line almost every drive. Yes, I am a Panthers fan. That is my favorite team in the league, and that's why that playoff game hurt so much to watch last year. Dude, if people who were here know how pissed I was when they kicked that field goal at half. I remember clamoring that they should have gone for it in fourth down, and then they end up losing pretty much because they decided to kick that field goal, which missed instead of going for it, and it was just bad. Offense definitely needs to pick up here. Offense has to score a touchdown. Even a field goal really doesn't do too much. Because, yes, technically a field goal makes it a one-score game because you get a touchdown and you get a three-point conversion. They're showing the replay of the two-point conversion. It's a matter of when he gets full possession, because right there the ball is crossed the line, but is it full possession? So that's why they're saying that it was not a, two-point conversion. Yeah, I mean, so far the only real big play with Sims was the designed run for him that ended up failing. It was like 4 or 5 interceptions in a row. Yeah, that third quarter from hell, as I like to call it, was awful. That was something else. Kick is up. Panthers need a good return here, which they haven't gotten all night. Up to the 5, up to the 10, up to the 15, up to the 20, and he gets down on the 27-yard line. Again, the Stallions, return after return, has been very consistent for them. Really solid returns. Panthers have not been able to do the same. Interviewing Corral on the sideline right now. Jamar Smith just retweeted something back to work. Let's get it. Okay. Hurricanes ended up pulling off the W. Dude, they were like down like 1-3 or something. Good old Matt Corral. Let's see if the Panthers can do something here. Bryce Perkins is still in at quarterback, it looks like. The run is about a 9-yard gain, so a really solid first down rush for the Panthers. They can keep that up. That's what we need to see. Again, get that ground game working. Hasn't been doing a ton. They'll get like 1 or 2 big rushes, then kind of go away from it. Need to do a bit more run rushes. Gotta, keep the defense honest, as the saying goes. Let's see, just run the football. I agree. They need to just run the football more. If you keep running the football well, you make the play action work. You make the play action work, you help your quarterback out. Make easier throws, easier reads. One man to his right in the backfield, Perkins gets the snap, hands off the ball for a first down, and he keeps going. He's up to the he gets tackled at the 50. Might call him a bit short at the 49. Great run again. This is what you want to see. Run the football. If it's working, keep doing it. Then while it's working, hit him with the play action pass. Either do a good little slant down the middle or do a deep shot to the right or the left side. That's what you want to see. Nate McCree, 6 rushes for 38 yards. It's a really solid stat line right there. He's had multiple decent-sized rushes, not just one rush carrying it. 1st and 10 for the Michigan Panthers at the 49-yard line. Perkins is in shotgun, 1 man to his right. 2 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. Hands off the ball again. Does a little cut to the left. Ends up getting roughly 2.5 yards. Not a great play, but got him past midfield. The flip-flop QB has backfired. Not enough shots downfield. Stallions are playing very aggressive, make them bite on a double move. I mean, like I just posted on Twitter, the 2 QB strategy worked with the 2022 Generals because you had 2 legitimately different quarterbacks. Like, for how much people want to say they're different, at the end of the day, Danny Etling can run. And Bryce Perkins is a running quarterback, but they're not really having him run all that much. And so it's like you're putting the same quarterback in twice. The reason the Generals worked, I'll talk about that after this play. Perkins is in shotgun, 1 man directly behind him. Bit of motion to his right, no one out to his left. Drops back to throw. Throws a quick little pass in the middle. It is caught. Gunnar Oaks makes a man miss and gets past the 40-yard line. Solid play right there. Let's go to Gunnar Oaks. But the reason the Generals worked so well is because DeAndre Johnson was a legitimate, true dual-threat quarterback, and Luis Perez was a legit pocket passer that was not that good at running. So you had a real dynamic when you kept swapping them in. You made the run game, which had the 1-2 punch of Trey Williams and Darius Victor, that much more scary because you either had the triple option with DeAndre Johnson or you had a quarterback that was going to kill you in the air with Perez. That's the only time it's worked. Every other time, it hasn't worked. Panthers, 1st and 10, past the 40-yard line. They hand the ball off again. It is a 10-yard. It is about a 15-yard rush for Matt Colburn. This is what you want to see. Good ground game. Just keep pounding the ball down their throats. Keep doing it if it's working. Wouldn't be shocked if we see a play-action pass here or we see a Bryce Perkins run here. But yeah, the only reason that the Generals did stop working was because Johnson either got hurt or sick. I don't recall which one. And he was like an emergency QB in the playoff game, so they weren't able to do that strategy. Perez didn't have a good game, and they lost. If he was healthy, they win that game against the Stars. I fully believe that. But Johnson wasn't, so they lost. 1st and 10. And it is a play-action throw. Quick pass out to the right, called that one. And it's going to be about maybe a 6-yard gain, depending on where they give him forward progress for. Past the 20-yard line, they're in the red zone. This is field goal territory for them. Again, this is the best drive the Panthers have had all night. Got to keep this up. They keep this up. This will be really good to see. Just do more of that. 100% agree. They just keep this up. It'll be really solid. There is a flag. Let's see what this flag is. This might be unnecessary roughness on the defense, honestly, but I have no idea. That's just a total guess. Let's see if I'm right. Sounds like it might be. Am I right? No way am I right. Come on, tell us what the flag is, dude. If I call this unnecessary roughness on the defense, face mask. Well, again, huge penalty. That's another big break for the Panthers. Going to get a decent amount of yardage there, right there. Yeah, that's definitely face mask. That's pretty bad face mask right there. And he was right in front of the official, too. He hit him with a headbutt with his helmet off. That's an offensive lineman right there. Trying to headbutt a guy without a helmet on, and they have a helmet on. 1st and goal, the Panthers are in 10-yardage area. Again, they need to score a touchdown here. This is really good right here for the Panthers. They need to score a touchdown here. If they score a touchdown here, probably going to go for 1 or 2, but look at that. They're at the 2-yard line because of the penalty. They need to score here. Just do a run, do a little motion, go out left. There's the motion. Rushes it directly in the middle, and it doesn't work. It's about a 2-yard loss. That's why I wanted to see him go to the left. Ovechkin did not break the record. Hey, that's good for me, because that means I can at least watch it happen possibly. Because the Capitals play Sunday. Oh, man, never mind. I'm streaming then, so I won't watch that game. Never mind. I take it back. So hopefully he doesn't do it on that day either. But hey, hockey games sometimes take longer than UFL games, so maybe get lucky. Yeah, I did see him tie. That was cool. 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. Bit of motion. He runs out to the left. Gets about 2.5 yards. They should have done that play in 1st down, but it is what it is. 3rd and goal. This is 4-down territory. At this point, you need to get a touchdown. For 3rd and goal, I would not be against doing a little bit of a play-action quick throw. Just do a little slant out right or a slant out left. Just do a quick little flat route. Score a touchdown on it. And if you fail it in 4th down, do some sort of rush. It's just they need to do something here. Again, 3rd and goal, you need a touchdown. A field goal, yes, makes it a 1-score game, but you have never been this close. You are 2 yards away. You got to do something here. Let's see what they do. 6.5 minutes left in the quarter. 2 guys behind Perkins, who's under center. And he hands off the ball. They're running out to the right. And he slips. And he's only going to get maybe half a yard if they even give that to him. 4th and goal. This is very bad for the Panthers. You need to score a touchdown here. I would not kick a field goal here. They are keeping the offense out. They're going for it, and you have to here. Worst case scenario, your defense, which has played well overall, is going against them at the 1-yard line, essentially. Best case, you score a touchdown here, and you score an extra point. They say he got a full yard. This is 4th and 1. Hand off the ball, goes straight in the middle. He breaks a tackle, but he gets some... Oh, it's not good. They fail the 4th down conversion. They don't even get a yard. What really hurt him? That first play, when I said they should have just ran it out to the left, and they decided to just run it straight through the middle. The offensive line got crushed. They lost 2 yards. They had to use their next play to get those yards back, and then it was too little too late when they had to do this. This should have been their 3rd down play. Instead, it was basically their 4th down play. So, not good. Panthers need to either force a safety or force a 3-and-out here. Yeah, I agree. The play calling there was really weak. They didn't even do a single play action pass. Again, Bryce Perkins is a mobile quarterback. Why have they not, for 2 weeks in a row now, not used him as a mobile quarterback? That's what made him so dangerous last season. Yes, we know he's a better passer than most dual threats you think of. But he has to be able to use that dual threat ability to be that great passer, because then he's keeping the defense in check. This is not what you want to see right now. This is not good. I mean, hey, Birmingham's D-line is good. They are good. Don't hate in that D-line. It is a solid defensive line. It has some really good players on there. Carlos Davis, Willie Yarbury. It's a really solid line. Conservative play calling. Like, dude, I'm the guy who will say in, like, that scenario, run it up the middle. And when I'm saying you did bad play calls, as that kind of guy, that's really conservative play calling. Again, no play action pass. No read option with Perkins running. They did one, their best play was the rush to the left where they got their yardage back that they lost. They didn't do it again. So it's just terrible play calling. Definitely not what you want to see. Hate to see that, but that is the truth. Dude, people are talking about it. It is so bad. Goal line, stand by the Stallions. This is definitely not good. Hate to see this, but hopefully they get better. We'll see, though. Again, we need to see some stoppage here right now. We need to see a good Panthers defensive session right here, but we'll see. Definitely not good. People are all tweeting this out. This ain't good. Let me see. Surely this isn't trending, but it honestly might be. Let's see. Joyous Rice. No. Blackhawks are trending. Of course they are. Not yet. So no. I know the only thing that was trending last week was I know Bryce Perkins himself was actually trending for a little bit. Believe it or not. You know, after that rush he had. But yeah. Panther are getting that safety. If you ain't DC, should you be cheering for the Stallions and wearing their jersey? The Panthers might try harder then. Dude, this is so awful to watch, dude. Like, it's just such conservative play calling. I see another comment I want to respond to in a second. Hand off the ball behind the end zone, and he gets tackled for a loss. That's a really solid play by the Panthers defense. Lose about a yard there. Really solid play by there. Why not fake the run left and then roll right? Exactly. Like, just do a play action flat. That is such a simple play. Like, dude, like, it's stupid to say this, but, like, sometimes the cheese plays in Madden work for a reason in real life. You never did any sort of basic play action pass. You just ran it. Your one different run to the left worked. Everything else didn't. Terrible play calling. Outside defender either will guard tight end or go QB. Now, please don't stick with Perkins. Throw over the middle. It is caught for a first down, so no safety. Again, bad play in the back end. This is not what you want to see. But again, Corral is being the better quarterback than Alex Magoo. This is what I clamored on last week, and I argued with a Stallions fan on Twitter with. They lost last week not because, like, the O-line played bad, but they didn't lose because of the O-line. They lost because of Magoo. Corral would have won that game for him. Got absolutely stuff going down the middle, made 2 yards going left and right. Go down the middle again, dude. Isn't that great, Shark? Gotta love it. Another solid play by the Panthers defense right there. They stopped the rush almost immediately again. Another yard loss. A good play by him, but they got to do it again. Panthers safety, nope. Great pass by Corral. Dude, Matt Corral is just such an upgrade. Interviewing DeMarcus Gates on the sideline. The 2 QB system, bro. You have 2 QB system that's worked in spring football history, and everybody wants to keep doing it. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but you don't got DeAndre Johnson and Luis Perez in your team. It ain't working. And the Stallions did not do a 2 QB system last year. That is not a 2 QB system, just switching starters. The Generals legit did it. Corral is running up the middle. He's rolling out to his right. He's going to run for it, and he slides about 2.5, 3 yards shy of the first down. Panthers can get a stop here. They'll, barring a really good punt, will get their best field position in a while. So let's see what happens here. Third down. Less than 4 minutes left in the quarter. Corral's in shotgun again. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Nobody in the backfield with him. Ball is snapped, looks out to his left, throws it immediately, and it is going to be caught for a first down. They just converged on him after he caught it instead of before. Not what you want to see right there. Definitely some bad football right now by the Panthers. As for the Stallions, they're looking a lot better tonight than they did last week. Corral is a massive upgrade for sure. You got to love that name, Magoo, though. He was just blind. Bro, I love that game was great. Watching him see like 2 defenders in front of him, and then instead of throwing the ball away or running left or right, he would run backwards. Like, bro. Quick pass by Corral, and it gets stuffed in the back. That's going to be like a 6-yard loss. Again, that's 3 straight great first down plays by the defense. But a great first down play only matters if you can do it the next 2 downs. They have to do it this time. Again, you just forced them into about a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16. You got to stop them here. Defense is tired and deflated. I mean, the defense is still getting at least a good play here and there. So you got to give them some credit there. I mean, for a tired defense, they're doing really good. I'm putting the Panthers at 5 until they can beat Birmingham. True. Don't say Magoo. Call him Magoo as in Mr. Magoo, bruh. Dude, good old Alex. What a guy. Corral looks over to his right, throws it. It's going to be caught by Deion Kane, who's going to roll out to his right. And he gets about 2 yards past the original first down area. So it's going to be about a 3rd and 8 here. This is where the Panthers need to step up here. If they don't stop him here, Birmingham's probably going to score a field goal at least. So let's see if they can stop it. Little under 2 minutes left in the quarter, 3rd and 8. Again, this is still a 2-score game, so Michigan is still technically in it, but this feels a lot like the Birmingham DC game last week, but the opposite, where Birmingham was always in it, but never felt like they were in it. Let's see. Corral's one man to his right in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Motioning his running back to his left. Looking to his right. He's going to run up the middle. He's going to throw it to his left. It's going to be caught. Is it caught out of bounds, though? They're saying that they're talking. He's saying they caught it in the sideline, so it's going to be a first down, though this is definitely going to be reviewed. Is it good? Is it not? It was a close one. Let's see the replay here. Good play by Corral. Could have ran it, threw it. From that angle, it looked good, but I can't tell for sure, but it looked good from that first angle. Let's see. 1 foot down, 2 foot down, that's good. Unless they say he didn't have full possession, I doubt it. That should be good. Ooh, wait, they're showing this again? No, it looks like it should be good. It looks like the question is his right leg down? It looks like it is. I think that's going to be considered good. First down. No matter the outcome, I think Magoo starts. I honestly doubt that. Because this is one of those things where, like, when the talking heads online, the people like me, are essentially 100% correct, that's a problem. Because I said Magoo was the biggest reason they lost. He played bad. He couldn't throw it away. Corral's done much better today. Another first down stop by the Panthers, by the way. Stop the rush right at the line of scrimmage. So I don't think Magoo starts because this is just... Corral is playing so much better than Magoo was against another really good defense. So that's what I would say. Yeah, Michigan still has their challenge, of course. The Pistons make the playoffs. Ooh, don't care. It's cool for them, though. That team was so bad a couple years ago. It's good to see them good. Ball's thrown to the right. And he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It is going to be another really good third down opportunity. A soda deal. Hey, I've only had one soda this stream. I had a water before you joined. I had that soda, and now I have another water. If I down this water, I'm going to have to go to my fridge and get another drink. But I only had one soda today. Been cutting down a lot in that. Heading into the fourth quarter, 12-0. Birmingham over Michigan. Looks like my game pick's going to be awful. I'm currently 0-3 right now. That's a yikes to start the week, but hopefully it gets better on that end. Hopefully Michigan can get this closer. But yeah, looking pretty bleak so far. Let's see, anything else happening on the Twitter world? No. Anything happening on the statistics world on YouTube Studio? No. Excuse me, no. Yeah, power rankings definitely going to shift again, for sure. Bring me to Saturday night, please. Dude, if that game ends up sucking, oh man. Is this a hot take? I prefer Mr. Pibb over Dr. Pepper. I don't drink Mr. Pibb. I can't answer that. I just don't drink it. Though I will say Diet Dr. Pepper is a better drink than Dr. Pepper. Purely taste-wise, Diet Dr. Pepper is better than Dr. Pepper. I know some might call it a hot take. I think most diet drinks taste worse than the regular ones, but not Dr. Pepper. I think diet one's better. Yeah, fourth quarter already. I mean, UFL games are quick. I mean, incompletions keep going. It's great. A water deal. Hey, it's life of a streamer. You always got to stay hydrated. You're always talking. Throat always hurts. Especially doing this 2 times a week now. Yeah, Mike Mitchell attendance is, instead of it being third quarter like last year, it's always in the fourth quarter this year. It's going to be bad, but it's not going to be terrible. I mean, it's Friday night, but we'll see. Who knows? I'm just more interested to see if the Panthers can actually score. Because I will say, back-to-back Friday night football games so far, I mean, like we saw the suggestion earlier, doing a Friday night football game tier list is going to be really good. Yeah, this is not looking like a good game. Josh Giddey. What the hell? What is this guy doing? The only Josh I care about is Josh Wiley, bro. We love Cincinnati. Let's see, 15. I mean, he's been sub 50 complete or sub 50 field goal percentage. He's got decent rebounds. I wouldn't say it's a Linsanity run. That's what I wouldn't say it's insane unless he's playing well right now. 14 rebounds. Okay, that's pretty good right now. With almost he got 5 minutes left in the quarter. Okay. We care about Josh Wiley getting my best Josh Wiley. I mean, I already have I think I have the best Josh Wiley collection, sports cards that anyone has, because I have of his Bearcats cards, I have 2 of his 4 best that you can get, arguably 4 or 5, and overall I have a couple again, as you know, I have this right next to me. I got the Josh Wiley 101 NT. The 101 select draft picks. And the 101 Black Shimmer Bowman first. I hope that all got on camera pretty well. And those are the 3 best I have, but I've got a lot of other ones. I've got a Cracked Ice, I've got a Week 18 Shimmer, I've got another really low numbered Bowman first, and I have another really good Bowman first coming in a little bit. Should arrive roughly this week, so upgrading that. So yeah, I have this upgrading best Josh Wiley collection. Dude was the only good player with that team in the 2023 season. 20, I always get college season mixed up. The season after Ritter and Ford left, he was the only good offensive player pretty much, and then the team just fell off a cliff. So yeah. That's what I would say. Panthers needs to make something, yes, for sure. Drop back to throw. Throws it deep to the right. Kane has a beat. He got it for a touchdown. Stallions are up 18-0. Not what you want to see. That is not good whatsoever. Yikes. Dude, this is going bad. Well, GG, agreed. Are away. I'm actually watching you on my TV, so I've been here a while, but decided to become interactive. I like Diet Mountain Dew better than the real thing. Dude, Mountain Dew is a drink, bro. I haven't had one in such a long time because it's just so bad for you. Dude, I thought they just tweeted that out. I just saw State of the Stallions retweet the halftime score. I thought Birmingham just tweeted that out. I was about to complain so much about the Birmingham Stallions media team. 2-point attempt to get 20 points on the board for Birmingham. Do they pull it off? Let's see. Quick pass out in the middle, and it is incomplete, which sucks because I'm pretty sure I predicted Birmingham would score exactly 20 points. And so if they made that, I would have been right if they stayed. What a bomb. That's the game. Freaking Michigan Zomb. Any thoughts, IFA? Dude, they keep pushing it back year after year. Wasn't this league supposed to kick off 2 years ago? I'm just saying, wasn't it? I don't know. IFA, I think it's one of those where it's one of those leagues that they keep talking about, but I don't know the full thing about it. I just, yeah. Done, bro, with this team. Well, shoot, maybe Corral starts week 3. Worst case scenario, I just want to see a good game. Dude, back-to-back Friday Night Football games being bad. I mean, dude, last week was also a shutout like 3 quarters through. Like, this is bad. Yes, it is. I want to see little Stallions getting their groove. Dude, true. Making me regret moving him down in the power rankings. I should have kept him at 1. I should have, dude. Oh, man, that would suck if that were. Dude, if I kept them at 1, they did this performance. No, if I kept them at 1, they would have gotten blown up by 20. I just have that feeling. Doing this to spite me, bro. That's what happened. Let's go to Twitter World. 5 new posts. Deion Kane, yay, blah, blah. Ooh, transactions just came out for today. Let's see. Any big ones? Oh, just guys to the active roster. Any big ones? Zaquandre Wright moving up for the Roughnecks. Literally, who cares, the Roughnecks? Akambulu going to the inactive roster. Okay. Cam Sutton going to the inactive roster. Hakeem Butler is going to be inactive. Wow. That's a shocker. Okay. I mean, I made the joke he ran cardio all of last week, but still. Supposedly May 31st start. Be interesting to see if they end up having that. Now, I put them at 2 if the Renegades win. Dude, I can't believe there are people who had the Renegades at 3. Like, there were people who, like, not joking, who legitimately put the Renegades at 3 in their power rankings. I couldn't believe that. Like, most impressive win in week 1 was Arlington by a country mile, because they played a much better team than St. Louis did, and they still crushed them. Like, I was stunned. Like, dude, Arlington was really good. The Stallions fans, bro. Yeah, we got a decent amount of them here. I mean, that I know have been here well over, like, 5. Probably well over 10. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, well over 5 for sure. That's just from tonight. Wild game for sure. I forgot to check that. Got it. Dude, I forgot. They made this big change with how YouTube Shorts views are counted. So, like, my last one I did, view-wise, is, like, really good. When in reality, it did really bad. Like, not really badly, but it did, like, less bad. Like, it only had 100 engaged views, but because of how they changed it, it makes it look like it had, like, 400 views, dude. I see why people hate that change. Return is up to the 20, the 25, the 30, and he gets tackled out at the 31-yard line. Renegades are easily one. I agree for so much. You've grown, dude. We went from being this random channel that talked about which team you should like in the 2022 USFL to over 1,000 subscribers. We love to see it. And this, like, last month has been, I would say it's been, like, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure analytically it's been the best month in the channel's history this past month. Subscribers gained. I don't think I've gained as much as I did this past month. Views and all that, like, I'm pretty sure we almost hit, like, the big, like, couple of numbers. Let's see, real quick. Hand off the ball on first down for the Panthers, and it's like a 2-yard gain. Like, last month is about over 10K views and almost 1K watch hours. Easily the best we've seen in a long time. Shorts views account differently. Yeah, I know that, bro. You don't need to tell me, like, 3 times on there. Making a big deal about a change nobody asked for. But yeah. I'll answer that in a second. Perkins is still in the game, by the way, so that's a good sign. But yeah. Perkins isn't shotgun. 2nd and 10. Drops back to throw. Looks over to his left. He's going to run up the middle, running to his left. Should have done this more. He's going to get a first down on it. Yep. Dodges a tackle, first down. Really stupid. That's like the first time he's done it, but it worked. Yes, it actually does. I can see what stats people watch on pretty much like anything. I just go to my analytics. I just go to my audience. I scroll down. TV is about 27% over the last 28 days. Most people on their phone, 3rd most is computer, and then 4th most is tablet, and then you have unknown. What did I just click on? So yeah, and obviously most of my views are on YouTube around 6 p.m., hence why I have the 6 p.m. upload time. And I did that before, like, I was even, like, somewhat big here. They run the ball on first down, and it's going to be at an 8-yard gain. Of course, when it's too little, too late, you're going to start having a really good drive. That's just such a classic, like, football moment for that to happen. 13 minutes left. Watching on an eSmart fridge. Hey, I have played Clash Royale on an eSmart fridge before. I thought that was hilarious. I was at my friend's house, like, a while ago. I'm talking about a while ago. and he hooked it up to the fridge. I said it was funny, and dude, I beat somebody using E-Barb's Rage. It was hilarious. Most no skill deck at the time. Ball is snapped. They run it right up the middle and maybe a half yard. Another one of those runs right up the middle. This time it didn't work. It just says unknown, so I would assume unknown. They either count Smart Fridge as a tablet or they count it as unknown. I wouldn't be shocked if they call it a tablet since it pretty much is in a lot of ways, but I don't know for sure. Matt Corral's last 9 attempts have been 9-9 for 113. Yeah, if you go to Magoo after this, that's bad. That's bad. There's the guy, Alex Magoo, on the sideline, just vibing. 3rd and 1. This is 4-down territory, of course. They're past the 50-yard line. Ball snapped, handed off, and it looks like they're going to get it. Yep, they get it for sure, and get about a couple extra yards. Remember, technically, this is still a 2-score game. Now, it would have to rely on getting not 1, but 2 touchdowns and 2 3-point conversions, but technically, this is still a 2-score game. So, who knows? Maybe Michigan pulls it off. Perkins, 6 of 13 for 57 yards and an interception. That is such an ugly stat line. This is easily his worst game in the UFL. I mean, this is really only his 4th real game, but this is definitely his worst game by far. 5 rushes and it's working. Ball is snapped, drops back to throw, looks over to his right, looks over the middle, throws it a little deep shot. Is going to be caught for a huge gain up to about the 20. Really, really solid play right there. That's definitely the best throw of the night for Bryce Perkins, and of course it was to COC Mariner. Really great play right there. If they'd done that earlier in the game, this game would be a bit different. But, it's garbage time, almost. Still technically close game, but who knows. Maybe it ain't too late. Hey, don't say that. Don't give me hope. Bro, hopium is the worst drug you can be on, probably. One of the worst. 1st and 10. Snap and the handoff is for about maybe a 2-yard gain with forward progress. Need to quickly run this. Ooh, looks like a player might be down. He got back up. Never mind. Mercuri got back up, but he's having to, kind of limp jog his way to the sideline. That's not good. Ooh, and he fell down. That's not good. That's not good. He couldn't make it back to the sideline. Gets hit relatively close to the knee. Not good. Hey, dude, the Brahmas did it. That is true, bro. Those poor Showboats fans. Vintage Matt Corral, bruh. Wow. Oh, wow. This is what you love to see. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got a 10K game tonight. This is the best number of the year. It's been 5 games. By a country mile, this is the best number of the year. 10K has not ever happened for Michigan in spring football. This is great. Probably. What a shame they didn't play great, dude. That is a really good number to see. I know people were talking about how it looked really good on TV. Insane number to see. Just wish Michigan played better tonight. Performance here probably will hurt the few. This is insane, though. 10K number? Wow. Well, yeah, no, okay. Well, hey, as we all know, it ain't that there's 10K people there. It's that tickets sold and distributed is 10K. I mean, last season, their best was 9,400 and basically twice. Within 100 both times. So hitting 10K is huge. It's just, and on Friday. People, remember, Friday nights usually have bad attendance. But this performance, we all know how you play, especially at home, really affects your attendance. We all remember how good Memphis' attendance looked their first home game against the Stars in 2023, right? You need to keep playing well. They're not doing that right now. Now, if they pull off this comeback, or they make it really close, that's good. But, yeah. Yeah, Jake Bates, I talked about. The Jake Bates effect was real for sure. But, yeah, this is a really good start, dude. I was saying that, above 8K for this would be good. Dude, above 10K is wild. insane number. Just a shame that this is the performance we got, because this could really affect your future attendance and make it worse. A bit of scrambling by Perkins. He's running out to his right, and he gets another first down. Again, this is what you needed to do. Yes, I get it. You don't want him to get hurt. But you win because he is a mobile quarterback. So use him as a mobile quarterback instead of just not doing anything with him and then being like, oh. I don't know. It's just stupid. Like, that's what I would say. Go back over here. Ball snapped, they hand it off. Rolls out to his left. Ooh, he almost broke tackle, but it's going to be about a 2-yard loss. Not what you want to see. Under 10 minutes left. Yeah, great game for you to drop the ball, Panthers. Yeah, dude, the early couple of games in 2022 were really good. Yeah, the Generals game was great. Stars game was great, too. About to go 1-1 with him, bro. Yeah, Stallions is this is a really good performance by them. Though even then, I will say Arlington still looks like the most complete team, but we'll have to see this week. Because again, 2 weeks is a big deal. Let's see what happens here. Because Stallions are looking much better this week with Corrallin. Perkins looks to his right. And he's getting pressured. He evades it. He's rolling out to his left. He's still on his feet. He's still on his feet. Looking out to the middle. He throws it. Touchdown! Another vintage Bryce Perkins. If he had done that like 40 minutes ago, we'd have a different game. Incredible play by Perkins right there. Why did he not do that earlier? Why did they not do things earlier? Great play by Perkins. Just wish he would have done this sooner. That was an incredible play, but too bad it's too late. Like, it might not be too late, but we have to make this one. Jake Bates comes to a Panthers game for meet and greet. That would be really huge if they can get that for sure. That could definitely help attendance. That's what he can do. Comeback season, TD, Perkins should have been... Yeah, like I said, I agree fully with what Brandon said. Like, the decision to not run it is just insane. Like, I understand you don't want him to get hurt, right? Because that's what happened. He got hurt last year, right before the playoff game. Wasn't available. But you need to use his strengths. His strength is running the football, so use it. The pancakes work. Bro, I like the Motor City Kitties, even though I know like the Lions are called that. I think it's good. What the hell? They're going for one? What a bad decision. Like, really? Going for one? That is not what I would have done. I would not have done this. What a, like, if you get the, okay, let's see what we do here. Ball snapped. Fake the handoff. Perkins does a really nice move, and he runs it in. That was a really good play right there. He did a nice fake, but at the end of the day, it's like, my apologies. There was a penalty on the Stallions, so they went for 3 at the 1-yard line. That is my bad. I did not hear that while I was yapping about how good a play it was. There was a penalty on Birmingham, so they moved it up to there because they were going for 3. My apologies. Yeah, dude, while I was yapping about how they should have run it with Perkins, I forgot I didn't even hear they had a penalty. I gotta delete that tweet. I gotta delete that from the internet. I never said that. Yeah, that never was said. Never existed. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Well, this is still a 1-score game now, dude. The Panthers are right back in it. Okay, well, that's insane. Awful, dude. This guy does not know what he's talking about. So, yeah, I see. Nope, just responded to this John Turno fellow. That was really bad. Terrible take by him. Dude, people are really upset seeing Michigan do good because everybody was clamoring they were going to have really bad attendance this time, and now they're having this 10K game. It's insane. But, dude, that was really good. The Panthers are now 1-score. Now, will they go for 3 or will they go for the 4th and 12 is a big question. Roughing the passer gave yards. Michigan 1-on-1, 3-point attempts. Screenshot someone. I thought it was 1. Yeah, I thought it was 1 too. I don't know for sure. It's really weird, but they'll show. No, don't you dare screenshot that. I deleted it already. Okay. But either way, if that was a 3-point conversion, it's a big question on whether or not you go for it, the 4th and 12 now, because now you still have time on the clock. Do you trust your defense to make a stop, or do you go for the 4th and 12 and just say, F it, we ball? So it is a legit question here. I don't know. No new tweets, bro? What the hell? Yeah, there was a roughing the passer call, which is what made it a 3-point conversion. Just looked at it. No hack, that's why I thought it was a 1 since I was listening to announcers. Yeah, I just saw, I think it was Anthony Miller just tweeted, it was a roughing the passer, so yeah. Because a lot of people don't understand, and this is a short Mako, a lot of people don't understand that attendance in the UFL is based on what it was and then improving it. That's why I said last year that aside from St. Louis, Michigan had the best attendance last year because they were the only team that improved on their attendance from year 1 in Ford Field to year 2. And right now, this is a great number. This is better than any number last week because last week's number, the best that they had was basically nothing. Not the Mark Cass. We don't talk about that guy here, bro. He'll just complain and complain and complain, and then you'll wonder if he actually likes the league. Yeah, it doesn't fit their narrative true. They just want to say Michigan's bad. They are kicking it off. Again, there's still 9 minutes left, so they're going to trust their defense. Up to the 10, up to the 15. And he gets tackled out of bounds at the 20. This is the first time this Panther special teams have really done well in a long time. That's a good play for them. If the defense can hold him here, that'll be huge. But yeah, this is easily the best number of the week so far in attendance. Seeing the Panthers hit 10K is insane. Especially on Friday night. If there's an argument to be made that if this is a Saturday night, this game has even more people. So, really good. If they make this close, next week's could be really good too. Granted, next week is one of the day games, early on game, like 12 p.m., but I believe they're in the East Coast too, even though they're pretty west. They're still East Coast in terms of time zone, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Hopefully DC and Arlington is good. Week 1 is always your strong week, and so it's hard to fully replicate it, but we might see that with DC and Arlington because you had a huge upset with DC and you had that massive win with Arlington. Again, I said it in the video last time. The attendance this week could be really good and be one of the best we've ever seen in the UFL. Like, UFL speaking, not XFL, USFL, blah, blah. Yeah. Ball is snapped, hands it off. Run out to his right. He gets bounced, and he missed a couple open field tackles, but he gets bounced out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage. Michigan has a lot going for them, especially lines, and Jake Bates was a huge one, too. Jake Bates doing well, going to that, draft day party is good. Marquez just keep droning on and on. Dude, I just love how, Marquez will respond to comments with, either a thumbs up, a 100, or a thanks for watching. If you know, you know. You'll see certain times in videos that will be his response. You'll, ask him, 4 questions or, state stuff, and it's just, a 100. At least that's what happened the last few times I looked at his stuff. Let's see, 2nd and 9 for the Stallions. They are going to give him a little bit of a yard. He's faking it. He throws it out to the left for a screen. Ooh, nice pass breakup by the Panthers right there, making it an incomplete pass. Great play right there. I bet DC looks more like 20 to 23 attendance after beating Stallions. I hope so too, Formath, especially with that big of a win. Hopefully they do. W Mike G, grow this channel. Would love to see it. Hitting 1,100 already is pretty crazy since we just hit 1,000. But yeah, I was kind of joking when I said 1,250 by the end of the season would be sick, but maybe we hit that. That's kind of the goal right now is 1,250 by the end of the season. Hey, we got full April, full May, about 2.5 months left. A little less than 2.5, but still. 3rd and 9 for the Stallions. They fake the handoff. He's getting pressured, and he gets the deep shot out. Might be a flag there, though. Are they calling it interception? Should be incomplete. Might be a flag. I'm going to be very interested to see this. They're calling it an interception. DJ Miller again, bro. No way. Though that might be reviewed. Miller with Another INT. Dude, player of the game right there. Though that might be reviewed, and it might be defensive pass interference. It might be. So, just keep that in mind. I thought it could be. Let's see the replay. Oh, he might have just slipped, honestly. No, that might have been good. That might have been good. Dude, that's huge. That's huge. Dude, this is... DJ Miller is player of the game, by far. Dude is playing out of his mind tonight. UFL podcast is good too. Agreed. That's a really solid one. If the PFN, I believe it's PFN podcast group with like Larson, Ducky, and all that. No, good group for sure. Panthers juice now. Birmingham 5. No way. Nah, he slipped. They were both fighting. Shouldn't call anything. Yeah, I just saw that replay. Definitely not pass interference. Like, Skip might challenge it for the sake of challenging it, but it doesn't look like it was. That is insane that DJ Miller has another interception, and now the Panthers have life. That was, again, because you had 9 minutes left, you were able to just kick off the ball instead of going for it on 4th and 12. So, again, that's utilizing the clock to your advantage. And remember, Birmingham has already used timeout, so they're down to 2 timeouts now. So that could end up haunting them. But again, like with the last interception, Michigan has to score. If they don't score, it means nothing. Because this wasn't like, oh, well, Birmingham is going to score. If that's an incomplete pass, they just punt it. So you have to score here. And honestly, you can take a field goal. With how much time is left, if you just do a quick couple of passes, get in field goal range, get to 4th down, you can kick it and still be fine. We'll see. Again, DJ Miller, man, he is out of his mind right now. Just insane to see. Just crazy, bro. This is actually going wild. The DJ Miller legacy game. I have nothing against the Stallions, but I'm hoping they lose. They may lead a higher likelihood of a new team champion. Yeah, I mean, if they start 0-2 and somehow, some way, Houston pulls off the upset and Memphis wins, Birmingham being 0-2 would really hurt them, but Houston ain't starting 1-1. If they win, that'd be insane. Corral and his interception, man, reminds me of Teamu. Yeah. Though that one, it's hard to really blame Corral for that one when his guy did slip. You know what I mean? The first one, defender jumped the route. You can blame Corral to an extent. But this one, I wouldn't say so. Magoo might be back. I don't know about that. Let's see the replay. Corral's rolling. He throws it deep. Oh, he did throw it a bit to the right. Yeah, I see what you mean. That is a bit on Corral. Okay, I see what he's saying. That I would say, yeah, I see what you mean. That definitely looks like partly on Corral for sure. Dude, Meerkat, hi, I'm Hopium, Rochru. Okay, the Panthers are just past the 40-yard line in their own territory, though. First down rush is about a 2-yard gain. Kind of shocked they didn't, again, need to see some more Perkins rushes. The reason they had that incredible drive was you used your quarterback, who is a dual-threat quarterback, and you had him run the ball. If you keep that up, you'll be really good. Got to get to the 30-yard line. Got to get a field goal here. Again, if you kick it with like 5 minutes left, you still don't have to go for it on 4th and 12. You can, but you don't have to. But you have to go a bit faster. Like, if you would gain 4 yards, I'd like this slow tempo, but I kind of want to see him go a bit faster. Let's see what they do here. 2nd and 8. Perkins gets the snap, drops back to throw. He's getting pressured, rolling out to his right. He's still rolling, and he's throwing a deep shot to the right. Incomplete. Too high of a pass. Again, he just kind of threw that ball. It's a risky-ish play right there, just throwing it like that. Should have tried to run for a few yards, 3rd and 8. This is not what you want to see. Let's see the replay here. Again, Perkins sees the pressure, rolls out to his right. He should have ran it there. Dude, he had so much room to run. He would have easily gotten at least 10 yards, maybe even like 15 or 20 right there with how fast he is. That feels like it might be a coaching move of telling him to not run it all the time. He should have ran it there. 3rd and 8 for the Panthers here. Under 7 minutes to go. Still in their own territory. They need to get this first down. They need to get to the opposing 48-yard line. 3rd and 8. Perkins drops back to throw. Looks to his right. Quick pass is going to be caught, but it's going to be way short of a first down. They're going to be about 4 yards away. You kind of need to go for it here, I would assume. 4th and 3. Wow, they're punting it? That's insane. Unless you're faking it here, that's insane to do that kind of play just to punt it. Again, I hate to say that that's on Perkins above anyone else. He should have ran it on 2nd down. He didn't, but yeah. And they are punting it. Punt is received at the 15-yard line. He gets tripped up. Really good coverage, though. Under the 20-yard line, but yikes. First player with 2 interceptions in a game in the UFL. That's wild. I did not know that for sure. Panthers, once again, do nothing after an INT. And I got to blame Perkins for that one. He should have ran it. Decision not to. Really weird one to do. Didn't mean to open Google. Don't know why I did that. Huge sell. I agree. What is Mike Nolan doing? Pathetic. If I was Michigan, I would have went for it. And Michael Nolan, what are we doing? I'm smarter than the coach. Yeah, I mean, like, first and foremost, Perkins, they shouldn't have been in that situation. Perkins had wide open field in front of him, and he didn't run. So, first and foremost, it's on him. Second, you do a play call where you have your tight end run a curl 3 yards shy of the first down marker in midfield, and you don't go for it. What was the point of that? You gained a couple yards to do nothing? Like, come on. That is really bad. Just terrible. It really sucks. Dude, it's like Mike Nolan loses all of his coaching ability when he goes against the Stallions. Like, this is just like last year. In the playoffs, right at the end of half, not like at the end, he could have gone for it in 4th down, and if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, if he'd gotten it, he would have kept the drive alive, because what ended up happening is he kicked the field goal, missed it, the Stallions got the ball with enough time, and they scored. So instead of eating out the full clock or doing something, it just... Yeah, it really is shocking how this ended up being a decent game, but... Man, dude, the Panthers are making so many basic mistakes. Perkins not running it on 2nd down was terrible. Nolan not going for it. You're going to have to rely on the defense again. Like, the defense can only bend so much before they break. Like, the defense has done all they can to make this game a win for them, and they're just... Yeah. Just insane. Okay, I just spelled words wrong. Okay, again, let's see if they can pull it off. They run on 1st down, and again, the Panthers have been doing this all night really well. They just stopped him immediately like that on 1st down. No gain. Huge. Well, GG to freaking Stallions game. Michigan Stallions just wanted to run more. I'm just tuning in, by the way. It was nice to have you here, Jerry. Again, Michigan made some really bad decisions on that last drive, like both Nolan and Perkins. They make those decisions better. They're still driving. 2nd and 10 for the Birmingham Stallions. We're almost 5 minutes left in the game. Motion behind Corral. Corral drops back to throw. Looks over the middle. Quick throw over the middle. He's running backwards. You got to tackle him here. Got to prevent that forward progress. And he gets tackled. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain because he ran back untouched. So again, 3rd down. Panthers can stop him here. That'd be really huge to do. Corral hitting 200 yards passing. Doesn't look like it, honestly. He's at 1. If he hits a deep shot here, yeah. But, I mean, this 3rd and 6, we'll see. Michigan needs to stop here. You stop him here, you have a legit shot. Granted, this is the issue of, once again, failing to do a lot of these plays. You needed at least some sort of score, and instead you're still down 9 points. And you're not going to get lucky getting another, 3-point conversion from the 1. Pass is thrown by Corral. It's going to be, incomplete. Great pass breakup by the Panthers defense. They're forcing a punt, but a Panthers defender is down right now. That is not good. Is that Nakua? I can't tell for sure, but I think it is. Michigan needs to do something here. Birmingham 5-11 third downs. Man. Again, I've talked about before, but like I said when it happened, dropping that pick 6 earlier in the game is really hurting Michigan right now. You would love to have a minimum of those 6 points to make a field goal tie game. That is going to haunt the team if they lose this game. If they don't pull off this comeback, that's what cost them is dropping that pick 6. There's a flag on the field. False start on the Stallions punting team. Two new posts. Let's see. Oh. Well, you can say any team made bad plays. The Stallions have had several possessions where they made bad calls. No, not kind of cool, man. False start. Yeah, I mean, there's always bad plays, but, man. Because, the Stallions on first down have made so many just, the Panthers the whole night. Oh, I'll talk about it in a second. Return is at about... He muffs the punt! He muffed it. It might be Birmingham ball. It might be Panthers ball. Looks like they're calling Panthers. Might not know for sure. Let's see. They're checking. Still checking. Digging up through the pile. Still going through the pile. Still going through it. They're still talking about it. They're still talking. Stallions have the ball. Panthers special teams, Devin Ross with one of the most boneheaded decisions you can do, trying to do a running catch on that. Muffed it. That is just embarrassing. Play. It just can't get any worse, can it? Embarrassing. Special teams wins game. Hey, you know what? Michael's right. It's like I said earlier in the game. It's like I said earlier. Special teams in close games, it's not your offense or defense that wins or loses you games. Yes, the pick 6 that was dropped really hurt, but it's always special teams. The Stallions had 3 drives that started at the 50-yard line because of special teams not being able to cover kicks and punts. The Stallions just got a muffed punt. The Panthers' special teams is losing them this game. Because, again, another first down play, the Panthers fully stop like that. So, again, this is like the 7th time in the last 8 first downs that the Panthers' defense fully stops Birmingham's first down play, and it might not even mean anything. Just embarrassing. Mike Nolan was an idiot today, too. It's just bonehead decision for the game. Again, the defense for Michigan has been incredible tonight. You cannot... Yes, they dropped the pick 6, but you can't say... Steven, bruh, it can't get worse. Okay. Special teams wins and loses you close games. It lost this Panthers this game right now. Still not over, technically. Yeah, that is such a bad decision by Ross. You are full sprinting. Why? There's a reason why you're supposed to catch it, then run. Because if you're sprinting at it, you're more likely to do something wrong like he did, and he misses it. It's bad. I would say your big 3 of losing you this game right now are... I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I don't think the drop interception can be the biggest reason because that was early in the game. Biggest 3 reasons are Ross, Perkins, and Nolan. Perkins not running on 2nd and 8. Nolan for whatever the hell his decision was on 4th down to not go for it again. And then Devin Ross dropping that kick. Those are the 3 biggest L's right now. And then honorable mention to the drop pick 6. Corral's in the backfield by himself in shotgun. 2 men to his left, 3 out to his right. Gets pressured immediately. Ball is thrown. Missed the open field tackle. First down. He's still up. My God. If you make that tackle, it's 3rd down again. Instead, they get a 1st down. Just bad. My God. This is bad football in Michigan. And the worst part for power ranking sense is this is really hard to judge where I put the Panthers. Because this is one of those games where it's like, if you eliminate the dumb mistakes they make, they win this game. But it's hard to really do anything with that, so it's going to be really tough to call what exactly I'm going to do with this one in the power rankings. Ball snap, Corral throws it over the middle, is caught, but for about a 6-yard gain, really big gain, they're in field goal range. Michigan needs a turnover. Yeah, I mean, they got it because it was working. They saw that the ground game was working, then instead of continuing to do it, they would just stop doing it. Cannot see the field, misses open receivers a lot. I counted 4 in the end zone last week. Like, to me, it's one thing for a dual threat quarterback to miss throws, but when you see legitimately 15 yards fully open in front of you on 2nd and 8 when you need to score, and you throw a Hail Mary, that is such a boneheaded, like, that's a rookie QB mistake right there. Yes, I know some people hate when a quarterback just runs. Sometimes you just have to run. 2nd and 8, you had one guy closing in from the left who was at 15 yards out. Perkins is fast enough to cut right, run straight. He's getting a 1st down and maybe 5-10 more yards. Like, instead, he throws a Hail Mary for some dumb reason, doesn't work, and they end up having a punt. Like, for how much I want to blame Nolan, that falls on Perkins alone. Because they should have never been in that situation. Which is aggravating, because he's supposed to be a top QB. He was last week, this week not at all. And again, he's missing. It's just 2nd and 3, Birmingham. Ball snapped, gets pressured, but throws it. Could have been intercepted if they weren't looking at each other, but incomplete pass, good enough. It's been a very competitive game. When you look at the stats, maybe the Panthers should draw attention to Leprechaun Stallions have on their side with that 4-leaf clover. True. Not watching this game anymore. Yeah, I mean, dude, Perkins, like, that was so bad. That was such an obvious run, and he didn't do it. Like, I want to say this might be coaching telling him to not run the ball. Because that's what it feels like. They're not doing designed runs for him. They're not doing, like, true designed RPOs. It feels like Nolan and the coaching staff have told him not run, which is why I kind of don't want to put full blame on him, because the way he looked this week and last week, it feels that way. It's like they got scared from the injury last season. They don't want it to happen again, and so instead of having him run, they're having him not run. It's just bad. Not only do the Stallions need a turnover, the defense needs to run it into the touchdown instead of letting the offense take the ball. It's just, could have been an interception. It really could have. I'm just texting someone real quick for about tomorrow. The whole reason I couldn't stream tomorrow's game. Like, I only had the other 2 options because of something right now. Skip is challenging for DPI. I don't think that 2nd and 8 is going to be a highlight, but if I can find it, that might be my in-depth review. Why couldn't they show me this last week, bruh? Man, really bad. Is the surest way to lose games, for sure. You have to run it. When your quarterback's a dual threat guy, you need to run it. I don't know why they stopped running it. I don't know what the decision was. It's stupid as hell. annoying. Yeah, DPI, that's what's going to be. If that 2nd and 8 play, I can find it on Twitter, on YouTube, that's going to be in-depth review for the week, odds are, if I can find that play. That whole sequence, horrific. If I can find it, you know what video is coming out next week. 1st and 10 for Birmingham. Dude, I have to take another shower today, bro. I'm like so, oh my god. Like, this is why I do Panthers games, because it's like, it's when you care about them, it makes for a better viewing experience. I bet like, if you're, just, dude, at least I'm not watching the Carolina Panthers. I can always take solace in that. That is the worst. Watching Carolina Panthers football is awful. They win when they shouldn't. They lose when they should win. Mike Nolan's obsession with switching QBs needs to be studied. True. Like, seriously. Like, you can't run a 2 QB system with the same quarterback. Again, I've said it before. 2 QB systems can work. It has worked. It worked because you had 2 vastly different quarterbacks. You can't have E.J. Perry and T. Will, who are almost the same quarterback, and switch them. Because what are you adding to your offense? Perez and Johnson proved that a double quarterback system can work. Because the Generals lost because they couldn't do it because one of them got hurt. E.J. Perry, they run the ball on 1st down, out to the left. Gets pushed out of bounds. That's really good for the Panthers. But, you know, they're in field goal range. My God, this is so aggravating. Like, dude, this is a free win. I really hope I can find it. Bruh. Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk after this game. I'm going to listen to some music. I'm going to go hit the showers and then, I don't know, do something else tonight. Stay up till 3 like normal. 2nd and 7 for Birmingham. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Run it up over the middle, and the play gets broken up almost immediately for about a 0-yard gain. 3rd down. Going to go to the 2-minute warning. Michigan is down all of their timeouts, by the way. So, yeah. So, Birmingham is going to be able to eat up to where Michigan gets the ball back at about like a minute and a half. Again, we've seen it before. A minute is more than enough time for a team to come back down 2 scores. Cough, cough. San Antonio versus the Showboats. But, yeah. Oh, dude. Why did they just show that Devin Ross play again, dude? Like, oh, my God. I really hope I can find that. It's going to be hard to find the exact plays. There's a whole issue I have with in-depth review is that I need to have specific plays for it. And it's not like the NFL where you can pretty much find any play online. But if I can find at least the 2nd and 8 and the punt, we're good. When the inner Michigan Panthers fan hits, yeah, I mean, like, dude, that Bryce Perkins play is so bad. Like, I've always said this, and a lot of you guys have been around the channel know this. I think overall the quarterback position is insanely overrated. It's to the point where they get paid way too much money than they should be. And they basically get all the credit when things go right, and they avoid all the blame. I've said it before. Super Bowl 51 falls on Matt Ryan above anyone else. He's the quarterback. He can force them to run the ball. He didn't. They lost mainly because of him. He's not the only reason they lost, but he's the main reason. Herbert against the Jags. Herbert's the biggest reason they lost that game. The defense got them all those interceptions and turnovers, which they scored. Herbert didn't do jack in the second half. They lost because of him. This game, Perkins should get the most blame. Not Nolan, not even Devin Ross. Perkins should. Because where the game went wrong was the 2nd and 8. Because that's what led to the terrible 3rd down play where they get 4 yards and then led to the terrible decision to punt it. When you are able to avoid getting into a scenario, that's the deciding factor. Not the scenario, avoiding that. That's why Perkins should get the most blame. Because he didn't even play well the rest of the game. I mean, he was just bad all around. Minus the defense. Yes, they dropped the interception. The defense did their best. The defense did their damnedest to win this game. The rest of the team failed them. Special teams as a whole, though, I'll take that back. Not Perkins. The special teams as a whole, biggest reason they lost this game. Awful play all around by special teams to the Panthers. Yeah, but that's what I mean, like, with the Super Bowl, Adam, is like, Matt Ryan can audible and make them run the ball. He's the quarterback. If you're a franchise quarterback, you have that power. Speaking of sacks, they throw the ball away. Going to be a few yard loss probably, or they're calling it incomplete, 4th and 7 for the Stallions. Like, Ryan could have made them run the ball, and he didn't. And like that one time where they were in field goal range and they did a pass play, instead of saying, no, let's run it, Ryan said, yeah, let's throw it, got sacked, they lost like 10 yards and they couldn't kick a field goal. Like, yeah. Bad snap. They almost sacked Corral, but he threw it down. Man, if they had gotten this sack, it would have been huge. It would have lost a lot of yardage there, forced a longer field goal. 31-yard field goal. If Memphis makes this kick, it's not fully over, but it's pretty much over. Kick is up. It's good. 21-9 BM over Michigan. Michigan needs to score and then do a 4th and 12. It might be Rocky Lombardi time, honestly. It might be. Or it just might be to take the... it feels like they're putting training wheels on Perkins. Instead of letting him do what he wants to do and run the ball, it's like they're like, nah, just don't run it. Like, dude, he's a running quarterback. Let him run the damn ball. Like, you're losing because you're not letting him run it. Like, it's common sense. That hurt. The red zone one definitely hurt. There's a lot. Like, what I mean, the power rankings for the Panthers are going to be really... Like, I hope some of these teams get blown out or win by convincingly. Like, dude, if Memphis, D.C. ends up being what I think it is and it ends like 15-12, Memphis wins, I'm going to have no idea where the hell to put Michigan on the power rankings. Because it's like, how much of this do you blame on mistakes that won't happen again? How much do you blame on things that will happen again? You know, it's a tough one. We'll see. Minute 53 left on the clock. Thanks to that incomplete pass, they were able to avoid getting the ball with a minute and a half. Again, San Antonio pulled off a comeback like this, but Michigan, yeah, we'll see, is made for Danny, not Perkins. Like, I would say I feel that, but even Danny is more of a mobile quarterback than they're letting him do. Pretty much, it wasn't a bad game. It really wasn't. Like, this is one of those games where it's like, objectively, it wasn't a bad game. It was just some really bad decisions, but overall, like, again, if somebody isn't fully versed in football, this is the kind of game you show them to tell them why special teams matters and why it is such an important part of football. Because a better special teams performance by Michigan wins this game. Like, let's just call it like it is. Birmingham doesn't get the ball at the 50-yard line 3 times, this is a different game. If they don't muff the punt, it's a different game. Special teams matters. It's a big deal. Last week against Memphis, if BT Potter makes that 58-yarder, different game. Matt Colburn is down. This is really not good. You do not want to see him down. This was your best returning running back. Better than last week's Friday game? Oh, for sure. Like, not even close, for sure. What was your point spread again? My prediction was 24-20. Michigan over Birmingham. So Birmingham's total, I was almost fully correct on. Like right now they're at 21. I was off by 1 point. But Michigan, yeah, I mean, if they make that pick 6, it puts them at least 15. They make the red zone, it gets them to 21. They get 3 points and extra points. I mean, if it wasn't for the red zone and the pick 6, I would be almost perfect. Yeah, Ross was just continuing to not be good in special teams. Bro is not as bad as Pat Mahomes running into his own receiver's leg, but this is, yeah, that's up there. Well, no Matt Colburn for this drive. Bryce Perkins by himself in the backfield. 5 wide, drops back to throw, looks to his right, looks over in the middle. Throws it. It is incomplete, almost intercepted by DeMarcus Gates. 2nd and 10 for Michigan. Again, Perkins, like, you need to throw a deeper pass than that. Second and 10. Man, dude, this is... Like, I don't think I was... Like, chat, was I this upset with the Panthers Stallions playoff game? Because I know I was pissed about the decision to kick it at halftime. But, like, man, this is just... 2nd and 10. 5 wide again. Ball is snapped. Perkins drops back. Runs over the middle. Throws it. It's going to be caught up to about the 50-yard line. Remember, it's like college. Clock stops until the ball is in position. Drops back to throw. Throws it out to his left. It is caught and out of bounds for about a 5-yard gain. Why is Colburn on special teams? Dude, who knows? Awful for Colburn. Yeah, for sure. Matt Colburn. Love that guy. Got his XFL jersey from the Guardians. 1 minute, 25 seconds left for the Panthers. 2nd and 6 right now. Let's see if they can pull this off. Some motion out to the right. Perkins is in the backfield by himself. Once again, 5 wide. Drops back to throw. Looks over the middle, running out to his left. He's going to run for it. 1st down, gets out of bounds. Again, why couldn't he do this earlier? You disguise it well. You don't look upset, but 21-9. Birmingham over Michigan. 1 minute and 18 left. Like, dude, that's aggravating. Seeing Perkins do that there, like, why didn't you do that earlier? You know, earlier you had even more room to run, and you didn't. But you did this time? You know, weird decision. 5 wide once again for the Panthers. 3 out to the right, 2 out to the left. Let's see what happens here. Ball is snapped. Drops back to throw. Rolls to his middle, and he's going to be sacked for a couple yard loss. They got to move quick. You only have 1 minute 10 left. You have to move quicker than what they're doing right now. You got to either spike this ball or just do a quick play. I would not spike it. I would just do a play. Yep, they're just doing a play here. Minute left. Ball is snapped. Perkins does a nice jump pass. It's caught. McCree makes a nice move, and he gets a 1st down. Again, clock is going to stop for a couple of seconds, or it should. I don't know why it keeps moving. Should have stopped a bit earlier, but... Clock should have stopped a bit earlier, but 40 seconds left. 37 seconds left. Ball is snapped. They run it, trying to get... Oh, they didn't give him a 1st down. Never mind. That's why it didn't stop. Wow, I'm shocked they didn't give that to him. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 33 seconds left. You have to score in the next, like, 2 spots. What is that spot? I agree. That was wild. $32 seconds left. 1st and 10. They spike it. 30 seconds left. You have to score a touchdown within the next, we'll call it 15 seconds. If you give yourself 15 seconds on the 4th and 12, oh, they're kicking the field goal now. I'm not against this. I'm not fully against this. You kick the field goal here, you know. Like I said, I'm not fully against it, but like I kind of am. Because with the 4th and 12, if you make it, you're almost in field goal position already. Like if you only need time for 2 plays and spiking the ball on the 4th and 12 to be in field goal range. That's the truth. So I'm not fully against this, but I'm like kind of against this. But like, I get it. Kick is up. I thought he was going to miss it. It was good. Kick is good. Well, no. The one time it went down, it's because of the spot. They spotted him super short. I thought that was a 1st down. They spotted him super short, like by a full yard. And it only stops when it's a 1st down. That's why the clock kept going. Going for the 4th and 12, which, by the way, the UFL's official site doesn't have it work. I don't know if you guys caught that in my week review video, but it shows the alt kickoff option. It doesn't work. They need a touchdown and a 3-point conversion. Watch them get the touchdown, then fail the 3-point conversion. Just watch. Oh, man, that would suck. Let's see what happens here. 4th and 12. This is what the Battlehawks need to do against the Brahmas. Michigan 1 for 1 in field goal percent attempts, 3 and 5 in the season. Yeah, BT Potter made a kick, bro. I can't believe it. Because, like, see, if you make this right, this 4th and 12, you're getting the ball already in really solid field position. That's what I mean. Like, you really only need, like, 2 plays. This play and then one other one. You're in field goal range. That's why I kind of would have liked to see a straight end zone shot. But I understand it from a time perspective. Each end zone shot is going to take you about 7 seconds. So if you don't get it in the first one, it really hurts you. So I do get it on that one. We'll see here. Hey, San Antonio did it. Perkins in 5 wide. Ball is snapped. Drops back to throw. Rolling to his right. He throws it. It is tipped incomplete. That is ball game barring a flag. Gotta love it. Awful to see. That sucks. It is what it is. Right tackle sucks. 72 is getting beat all night. Yeah. Well, I was fully wrong about tonight's game. That's for damn sure. I was close on the score. 0-3 to start this week. Man. Like, at the end of the day, if I were to do a big... if I were to do the... You know how you have the 3 stars of the game? Thanks. It was nice having 2 no-hack. Again... This is a good one, but if I were to have to do, like, you know there's the 3 stars of the game? If I were to do, like, the 3, I guess, anti-stars of the game, or the 3 sellers of the game, special teams, automatically on there. Perkins, automatically on there. The 3rd spot is tough. Between Nolan and between Ross. But I'd have to give it to Nolan because I said special teams. That would be the 3. At least they can mark it as a 1-score game. Yeah, dude, this sucks. You had a huge attendance number, and it's going to, like, mean nothing next week, odds are, because of this. Really sucks, but Birmingham looks to be back. Again, the decision to go with Corral, even though Magoo was wanting to come back in, looked to be the right decision. Corral needs to be the starter. He's a much better quarterback than Magoo right now. So, that's the call. Again, next week's video, that's going to be the weekly one. If I can find the 2 plays, I only need 2. If I find the 2 plays I want and need... In-depth review, Panthers is going to be the video coming out next Wednesday. If I can't find them, it'll be something else. Again, like Adam said, I will be streaming the game at 11:45 p.m. EST is when I'll be going live for the Houston Roughnecks versus the Arlington Renegades Week 2 game. So I'll see you all then. This has been this was a fun one, aside from actually watching the Panthers. You know what I mean? But again, this is a fun one. Thank you all for being here, and as always, are you going to do the Brahmas game? No, not that game. I'm just going to do the other one. I put out a Community Heroes poll between that one and the Roughnecks game because I wasn't sure I was going to be home tomorrow night. But they voted on doing the Renegades Roughnecks. But Friday night, I definitely will be here. Again, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified as soon as I upload any videos. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, think about becoming a community member. For 99 cents, you get the Team Emojis G-Man put out. Exclusive video every month, which I got to do one for April. And if you're a community hero, you get to vote in the games we do. I feel bad for Ross. Yeah, he's going to get a lot of flack on Twitter, but honestly, he shouldn't as much as like Perkins or Nolan, but that's my thought. As always, guys, have a great night.